what's up, everybody? We're doing it live. Yeah, there it is. I can't even do it. Sorry.
We are live.
I'm sorry. We are live. This is Xbox Nation. It is Wednesday night. We are doing it live, as they say, and we have a really good show tonight. I got a great panel lined up, including a Foxy guest star. Let me start off by kicking off introductions with my sidekick, Mooch.
What's up, buddy? What's going on? I am excited about tonight. I don't know. For some reason, it's like the topics are topics people are kind of familiar with, but this is a great panel, and we just from the sideshow we were just having, we're gonna have a fantastic. Well, yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be a great show. I'm excited to be here. Let's get this started, buddy.
Oh yeah, and plus, just so everybody knows, we got the good Mooch, not the one that was fired from the White House in only 10 days. But a bump.
Hey,
yes.
Hey, God bless Walt. Listen, there's a little Mooch in everybody, okay? And
he made it a week. It was about a week.
Right?
That's pretty good, man. I've lasted less at some jobs. I'm just saying.
God bless.
Yes. Yeah. We've got Dealer Gaming. He's back. What's up?
What's going on, bro? Yeah, R.I.P. Mooch.
R.I.P.
I'm sad to see you lost your job, man, and
it's okay, man.
I hope that things bounce around for you.
Lots,
but yeah,
lots of free time to play games now, Dealer.
Yeah. Use that new OLED, right? So
that's right.
Lots of good topics tonight. Great panel. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, and we've got the always outrageous Hellhammer.
Oh no, I'm muting him right now.
I don't even like that show. You're the one who watches it all the damn time.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. But all I know is
9 out of 10 times if you're watching something on that's broadcast, that's what it is.
That's because they got like a million damn reruns of the damn show on. But the serious the serious nature of this is, one time Hellhammer's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm setting up a partition for my PC. So I'm going to have Windows on this and then partition it with Linux on that. And then, like, I was just, like, casually kind of watching an episode.
Casually.
And, because it was on.
But he was binge watching the shit out of it because he's watching like every episode.
No, and then that nerd Sheldon is like, I'm going to partition it, both Linux and Windows. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it just went off of my head. I'm like, that's Hellhammer. Right there. And then he started this whole thing like I should try out for the show because they need a fat nerd and they don't have that on there. So I was like, you know. Exactly. Hellhammer goes right to the body shaming. He's not afraid of it, man. Hellhammer will go after right where it hurts, right? He'll just go after that shit.
Right in the fields.
Doesn't care, man. Yeah, right in the fields, man. He's like, take that, you fat ass. You know, and that's basically what happened. So
I muted him anyway, so I can't hear anything he says.
So we do have Hellhammer, and we've got Nukem, Canadian's own.
Yo, and in the words of my all-time favorite WWE superstar, ooh, yeah, it's so good. Yeah, let's get ready to roll.
My pants.
Yeah. And with that, I'm going to need some preparation H.
Oh, wow.
and we've got a great guest, Lady Foxfire. She is a crapaholic, 100%.
Wow.
Mooch to hear that, but it's true.
Listen, sometimes she just has to say things, crap. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice to be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think I got in here? Hey. No, I'm kidding. I love you all. I love you. I mean, I still muted Hellhammer, but I love you all. But I love you.
Well, thank you for
shout out to everybody in the chat.
Being nice enough to come out here, Foxy, and hop on the show and guest on the show. It's nice that you add some flavor to it. I appreciate it.
I'm playing with my gold fidget spinner, by the way. Just so you know.
Hell yeah, fidget spinners for the win. Yes. Foxy.
Crabby send it to me, and I really love it.
Yeah, so we're going to have a really good show, as you guys can tell. I think it's going to be a good show. You know, I just do. You get that feeling. And,
yeah, I got the 100 topics right here. I'm ready.
Oh, man, she's already hating on the topics. I don't think that's a lot of topics. But I do want to talk about something real quick first that I added late that you guys might not have got on your list. Friday the 13th announced 1.8 million units sold worldwide.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yep. And 1.7 million refunds.
I know. Well, no, I mean,
nice.
Like, this is huge, though, right?
Yeah,
like, I think they were really, really not expecting this level of support for the game. Yeah, it's kind of a mess still, especially on Xbox One.
I think that it's pretty obvious that they were going to get that, right? They have a license from a major...
exactly, Hellhammer.
And then on top of that, 1.3 million. That's across all 3 platforms. That's across
I think this was. I think it was
Xbox
called Friday the
PC.
13th, Part 100. Jason's nostalgia. You know, listen, it is what it is. This is just one of those things. I mean, you're an '80s kid, and you grew up with horror movie. Horror is different nowadays, guys. We don't have horror movies. In case all you guys, if there's a younger person in the audience right now, there's no horror movies. You guys have terror. Okay, there's a difference between horror and terror. Horror was, oh shit, that's scary. Terror is like, holy crap, I'll never sleep again. There's a difference here. And I mean, Jason, Michael Myers, the Freddy Kruegers, yeah, they made way too many of them. They made ridiculous sequels. But there was a horror aspect. And when you still see that character, it brings you back, the nostalgia thing. So, crap, I didn't see those numbers prior, but I'm not necessarily that shocked that they did so well.
Yeah, well, that came up kind of late today, so when I saw it, I was like, that maybe explains some of the issues that we saw with the game. They were overflooded with their servers and things like that. To me, I know it's 3 platforms or whatever, but still, that's got to be pretty impressive and a little bit ahead of what they thought. Plus, they're about to launch the physical versions of those games, which then you can expect even more after that. Like, to me, it's pretty impressive. Does anybody else have any kind of thoughts about that real quick? I mean, congrats to them, but fix your shit. You know?
Fix your shit.
Yeah.
No, I think they owe Mooch some money because he streamed it so much.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm always looking to Mooch a couple of dollars. Listen, I have no problem. Listen, I had no problem with that. Crap gave me a lot of shit. Me and Crap actually went at it for about 24 hours on Twitter. And you remember Crap was just like, I made a really good point. I mean, I wrote like as many characters, like the 140 characters I wrote were sweating because they could barely fit in a goddamn text box. Got me with fucking #fun. It was like getting into an argument with fucking Mr. Rogers. It was a weird,
fun. You know what? Hey, it is fun. Now, you can't tell me. Look, I've chased dealer's ass around the goddamn car on that game for 20 minutes. That's fun to me.
That was great.
Like, that shit's hilarious. That's what gaming's all about. It's goofy. You know, like the first time I played that game, like I was floating around in the sky and I couldn't see him. People were just like, go to the right, go to the right. And I was like, just like up on a roof or something. And finally,
he's up in the tree. No, he's up in the ground.
Like I was just trying to climb out a window and I ended up like ascending to the heavens. And I was like, cool, but I'm not going to die.
Oh, you should be good getting out those windows. Come on.
Yeah. No, I never got out the window. I almost fell out of a window, not quite.
Almost.
Yes, almost.
What is Hellhammer talking? I wouldn't know.
Hellhammer is really an ass. Dealer, you dealt with Hellhammer, right? Because Dealer hops in a party earlier this week when we were playing Call of Duty 4. So you saw the shit I deal with, right?
Yeah, Hellhammer's a fuckface. I think we know that.
That's worse than me.
We're all good friends here. But yeah, the more interesting numbers would be how many refunds did they give? Because they gave a substantial amount. I know Zaire got a refund. He might have bought it again after that, I think. But a lot of people got refunds, especially on Steam.
Blades. He got a refund.
More data would be how much did they pay for the license? Is that out there? Does anybody know?
I don't know what they paid for the license.
They made money. I mean, was that like their first game?
Yeah, I can't imagine they paid too much for it because even though it is a big license, I mean, come on, everything is basically licensed.
It's like, why didn't Ubisoft, or not Ubisoft, that's obviously not a great idea. Some other company that makes completed games, why didn't they go get the license and make a polished kind of AAA version?
Probably because there's such a negative stigma towards these types of games. And, it doesn't help when the game came out and it seemed rushed. And especially the Xbox One version. I remember, like, when we were first playing it, Mooch, remember the fire was going through the guy's mouth every single time.
The fire was going through his mouth. You were flying through the air. I'm pretty sure no camp counselor got that power in any goofy movie.
Even to this day, it's still bad. And when you see that guy turn around every time.
That's a game that could have benefited from the preview program. I've seen turds with more polish than that fucking game.
And Noof never bought it, did you? Noof?
I never bought it, and I knew just from watching you guys as much fun as you were having, there was just no convincing me. It was like, nope, that's a pass. It was just, no, it looks fun, guys, but I'll play it for a day and it'll be forgotten the next one. So
I haven't even played it yet. So.
I know Hellhammer, right? He's like, oh, whatever. I don't gotta play this shit. He does that with everything. I'm like, did you play Fortnite yet? No, man, I ain't played that game yet. I've been busy with that boy band on Final Fantasy 15. We're practicing. We're taking some selfies and stuff. It's great. That's what he was telling me earlier. So, yeah, that's that. No joke. I mean, he loves
pushing
that game.
Pushing the car around, driving around.
Yeah, we were pushing the. How many times have you pushed that goddamn car around, Hellhammer?
The intro, because that was about 15 hours ago. In the game.
I never seen someone. I wish I could get into RPGs the way Hellhammer does, man. Like, I just don't have the time to do that now. But damn, man, props to him for being able to put all that time in that game.
Like 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, you're like you're like way farther than I am in that game, and I played it quite a bit up front, and then I backed off of it because it looked blurry as hell, like the distances.
Yeah. Well, that's because the bone can't do the draw distances, but I mean,
it's not the draw distance issue. I think they were supposed to patch it or something. I don't know.
Xbone X can.
Yeah, there is no Xbone X.
That
doesn't make any sense.
According to the Ubisoft fuck, there is.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't even make any sense. But I do want to talk about something right now. Yes, people, you're going to want some Taco Bell here soon. Even if you hate Taco Bell, you're going to want it because Microsoft is teaming up with Taco Bell for this new promotion for the Xbox One X.
Hey, that box is a damn good deal.
Exactly. You get $5, get you all this stuff that's going to give you the shits, and then you're going to be able to possibly win an Xbox One X. So, this is awesome. Just so you guys know, whenever they do these types of things, you don't actually have to just buy that stuff. You can go online and request stuff, because I did that when they did like the PSVR stuff giveaway, and that, like, whenever they do those type of things. Who the hell is eating?
I don't know. It's a loud Kit Kat bar.
He's eating a fucking twig.
Holy shit.
Sounds like someone's having some kind of a snack of celery or something.
Somebody fucking play Give Me a Break in the background.
Yeah, they're like, if it's Kit Kats, it's Fox.
No, I don't have any snacks. I wish.
Now
I want a fucking Kit Kat. God damn it.
But
Crap,
yeah,
what do you mean you can go online and just apply for a taco box?
How does it work? You go to the site, right? Because there's actually no purchase necessary on these types of things, right?
Okay.
So you can send them. You can actually.
System.
Yeah, you can actually request one every day or every certain amount of time or something like that. So it's pretty interesting. So what you guys will do is
buy like 20 fucking boxes a day and be done. There you go.
I guess, but damn, what are you gonna do? Eat it? That's gross. Yeah. Man, I can't eat that. Come on, man.
Nope.
Next thing you know, Rest in Crapgamer had his colon removed. There's not going to be a show this week, folks. Sorry. But I mean, like, this is big, right? Because they didn't even do this kind of marketing with the Xbox One when it launched. This seems like a pretty big and bold strategy to market this console that's supposedly not for everyone.
That's ironic and comical how you said that. I don't blame you for putting that in your pitch, but when the Xbox One released in 2013, they did a larger event than fucking Dick Clark's New Year's Eve bash. They had a New York fucking thing, a Paris launch event, something in Milan, Italy. They were doing something everywhere. Los Angeles. It was like all the places the space shuttle showed up in Independence Day, okay? They had a fucking event going on that was massive. So I wouldn't exactly say that, but I will say this. Where you are right is that this is somehow going to make more national news. So this is a great move for Microsoft.
Yeah, I just like it because a lot of people were wondering what they were going to do when they're going to start talking about it. What kind of campaign and marketing would they have? And this is a bolder move because, like I said, Phil, he should never say this. Xbox One X isn't for everyone. I mean, that's like me going, hey, I'm not a dog trainer for everyone. I'm only a dog trainer for the hardcore dogs. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that.
The dogs from the street.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You're trying to get as much business from as many people as you can. So don't cut your business in half before you even put your product out, because every gamer, hardcore, casual, can enjoy better graphics and better performance. If you're a console gamer, then why wouldn't you want to get this game?
I would wager to say that as a casual gamer, having the lower load times for your games it makes it much better, especially when you have less time to play.
Yeah, they're saying that the load times on this should be incredibly short compared to the PS4 and the Xbox One, which even Hellhammer will attest that the PS4 Pro load times are better than the standard PS4.
Oh yeah,
like on Crash Bandicoot and stuff. So.
Even just because of that mild CPU upclock, right?
Exactly. So imagine when you get the faster hard drive and all that kind of stuff, and the memory and all that kind of stuff. That's going to make this all the better. So I'm just kind of curious, like going around the room, is this surprising you that they went out and did this deal? It's reminiscent of the deal the original Xbox got, because they went with Taco Bell, and also it's kind of switching the tables on Sony, because Sony had a lot of success teaming up with Taco Bell for the PS4 launch as well as PSVR.
Well, hey, fiddly-diddly, people, how you doing? Cletus here, and I got to weigh in on this new promotional thing with Taco Bell. I mean, it's kind of ironic, don't you think, that Microsoft has got a system that's got 3 X's in it, and somehow we're paired up with a clammy taco, and I think it's only going to help load times, because you're going to be dropping lots of loads after you eating them tacos trying to win the damn Xbox One. That's what's going to happen. That's how I'm weighing in, but I can't wait to get me some hot tacos yours and enter code after code after code. Let's go, people. Go Xbox.
Code after code.
Are you constipated? Eat some taco.
Hey, I ate a shit ton of what was that, Pizza Hut when they had that promotion, and that was just for S and that red controller. So.
Yeah, that is true. Like, man, I wish I could be like Hellhammer and just be slightly pudgy.
We can't all be that cool.
I
know,
know,
right?
team up with a toilet paper company while they're at it, you know. It goes hand in hand.
Hey, that would be great marketing. Good idea. They should team up with their next one should be Charmin, right? So you start off with the Taco Bell, right?
Yeah.
And then you end up with the Charmin. Every pack of Charmin has a potential to win you some kind of Xbox One X product. That would be absolutely great. Or you go with
they should put the PS4 logos onto it.
That would be great too, but that'd be too, like, Phil that wouldn't really go in for that. So I'm not really sure that they would.
Somebody needs to suggest that idea to him.
I was hoping they were going to pick Cottonelle because I've always wanted to wipe my ass with a nice soft white kitten.
Oh man, I missed my goddamn.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving right now.
Foxy, what do you think? Are you going to buy a Taco Bell?
I only eat that once in a while, but I would like to do the thing that you mentioned, to go online and try to do it through the website. That would be cool. I'm glad that they're doing this because it the way that they promoted, or they started promoting the console, was for, like you said, the hardcore gamer. So it kind of made other people feel left out, like, oh wow, I'm not going to pay that much, or maybe I'm not as hardcore, so maybe I won't use it as much. But now that they're doing this, it's reaching out to other people so they can learn more about it, and they could try to win it. They don't have to worry about spending all that money unless you're going to buy tacos.
Exactly.
So yeah.
and you know what, Mooch, I know you're going to be grabbing some tacos on the way to the gym.
Absolutely. Listen, I got news for. I'm kind of with Foxy here. I like the fact that we can go online. Crap, I think that's news that a lot of people wanted to hear.
Hell yeah.
But you know what?
Do that with any contest though. You can't run one in the U.S. without it requires purchase.
Yeah, it's in the fine print. No purchase necessary.
Okay. No, listen, here's the thing, though. And I said this, me and Crap, and I can't remember. Me and Crap have been doing some things for our Patreon folks on MNC. Can't remember what's coming out and what's not.
I tell you what, the rundown, that is like a marathon.
It's
a
verbal marathon. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. At the end,
you're like
looking for a Gatorade sponsorship. But listen, no, in all honesty, I think that this is a good start, but I'm not going to sit here and go absolutely crazy. Same thing I told Crap all week. No. Listen, it's a great start. But let's not end it at con quesos, okay? What I'm saying is that you've got to take this thing and run with the baton. I want to see commercials. I want to see more than Mikey Barra putting a tweet out every 12 hours. Where's the other 475,000 Microsoft employees? Where's Phil with the tweet? Where's Eric not tweeting something like having like one of those scorpion bowls in China? How about something? Give me something, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the problem is that like when you strike when the iron's hot, okay? That's just nothing new for anybody to hear. But what we need to do is we got to get the ball rolling. This is a great way to start, right? So we got the snowball. It's rolling down Mount Kumajaya or whatever. Like
Kilimanjaro.
The crap is always hanging out in VR land. But whoa!
Oh my God, I'm leaving.
You're right. This is a start, but it's still 4 months out. We'll kind of see.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree completely, especially the fact that other countries don't have Taco Bell, right? Like, I don't feel like everywhere around the world they have that. That's a us thing.
Right, Europe's saying that, yeah.
And so they do need to work on their promoting, like, badly. They need to work on that. So I'm looking forward to see what else they do, but I'm not like jumping off a fucking trampoline because of this or whatever.
Oh, come on! I'm the only
one not jumping off a trampoline.
I couldn't think of a thing, man.
This isn't really that great.
I'm not jumping off a building, okay? I'm not doing that.
Well,
I don't blame you.
I wouldn't say
it's better than falling out a window like crap.
I wouldn't go as far as, but Hellhammer. I wouldn't go as far as saying what you just said, but I mean, I think it's more than we think.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
but it's still like, look, the type of people that Microsoft needs to reach out to is the people who are, watching TV, watching YouTube videos, that sort of thing.
Well, it's going to hit TV, and listen, me and Crap are talking about this on a different show. We're talking about MNC, but like, it does hit a stereotype, and the stereotype is the late night, right? muncher, smoker, gamer, toker. It's that. And listen, you think you don't want to talk about it, but Sony thought about it, and it was a huge smashing success
I remember
with PS4.
Seeing how brilliant that marketing was at that time.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
The only stereotype this hits is people that just like Taco
like
Bell. So.
I don't know, dealer. I got news for you. You go to the Taco Bell. I don't know when's the last time you walked in there, but there's not a lot of senior citizens in there. Okay, everybody in there is from like 16 to like 27.
But there aren't a lot of senior citizens going to be buying a gaming console either, really.
And that's why they went with Taco Bell. Exactly. Yeah. If it was at the ground round, we'd have no fucking success at all.
Keep in mind that you will see this just like PS4s. You saw them in Taco Bell commercials because it was part of the promotion. So
and I hope
you're going to get marketing through Taco Bell commercials as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
big role.
That's the real hope right there, right? Like brought to you by this, and feel the power.
But let's also
feel the power.
Let's hope that this goes correctly,
exactly,
right? Because if all of a sudden the Taco Bell commercials and that kind of thing have the Xbox One X on the end, but with no explanation whatsoever what it is, that's gonna confuse people.
Get the hottest new product.
Xbox One X taco.
Yeah, buy the Xbox One X taco. Feel the power. That's what it should be. Feel the power.
I mean, you can find the Xbox One X posters, like I said, in the GameStops and the EBs and stuff like that. But those stores are very few and far between compared to how many Taco Bell and KFC chains are out there. And the reason I say KFC because at least up here in Canada, I assume the promotion will come up here as well. Most of the Taco Bells are actually
you guys have Taco Bells.
Yeah, we do, but they're usually split. Like they're split with the KFC stores a lot of the times. So
one
side is KFC, one side is Taco Bell. So whether you're going in for chicken or you're going in for a dirty taco, you're
dirty taco.
No chills.
Damn.
It's a great way to get market exposure because everybody eats. A lot of people love the greasy fast food, and if people think they're going to win a console by entering some codes, and hey, it does happen. If you guys haven't forgotten, I won my original Xbox One with the Pepsi Doritos promotion back in 2013. So yes, you can win on some of these contests.
Yeah, well, I know people
that told you that, but I did.
No, I didn't know that, but I knew people that won PS4s with the PS4 promotion.
Yeah,
like that. So that they're actually giving.
I know a couple people who did.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, that's pretty fucking huge, and I think that's still. I agree with you guys. That's not like the best thing, but the fact that they're talking about it now has to ease something because you still can't even pre-order this fucker.
Yeah, Microsoft's already got the marketing they need for this, right? It's called the Xbox One dashboard. Come on.
Okay, Trollhammer. Jesus.
Yeah, that's Aaron Greenberg, not Trollhammer.
I know, but still, Trollhammer don't have to bring it up. You people see what I work with all the time, right? Negative. Here's Crapgamer.
So I want to see more promotion. I want to see more commercials on TV because from what I know, they only do it during The Walking Dead or like NFL stuff, and I think they should, be in more channels as well.
I've heard
they need to work on that.
My YouTube channel a lot of times has Xbox commercials.
Well, that's different. YouTube is YouTube. They always promote stuff on there. Like when Gears came out, it was on every single video that I saw. So I love that. But I mean, that's YouTube. I mean, even though we all hang out on YouTube, especially the young, like this generation hangs out on YouTube a lot. Yes, we eat Taco Bell and eat Doritos apparently. There's other ways to, communicate to different. Yes, exactly. Mountain Dew. How could I forget? Double XP, bitch.
Yes. you gotta lock in that double XP for those games. Even a game like Titanfall 2, right, Mooch?
Absolutely. Titanfall 2. Go grab that for free, folks, in the EA.
In the vault.
In the
vault. In the vault.
But not in spring. Sorry, folks. And by the way, while you guys are in here, man, hit that like button. I appreciate it as we get pretty damn close to 500 viewers. Hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And it helps out the channel, and it'll mean a lot to me. And make sure you guys check out everybody's channel here because they all got channels, except for Hellhammer, who does have a channel, but has yet to put out any content. So, per usual.
Go subscribe today.
Yeah, go subscribe today.
No subscribe and no subscribe.
He's got a bunch of videos. You haven't seen them at all.
Exactly. He supposedly made some around E3 and then just never uploaded them.
What would you do if he told you? Shit, I've been uploading a video every single day for the last 3 months. But he put them all on private and didn't know it.
Oh, man.
That gamer move. Come on. Give me some credit for that.
That's rookie move right there, man. Crapgamer would never do that shit on his channel. Never. Assassin's Creed Origins. Call! Sony fanboys eating crow. Why? Because the dynamic 4K, the dynamic 4K on the Xbox One X, but Ubisoft says it's so goddamn powerful that it doesn't scale down. It's always 4K. So even though it's dynamic, boom, it's powerful enough. And that is an incredibly tough fucking engine to run native 4K. And
well, you know, Crap, listen, and don't get me wrong. The show was at an all-time high, and everyone's loving your crow sounds. But listen, here's my thing. Who do we believe? What do we do right now as gamers, right? There's the E3 press conference. Microsoft comes out and says 4K, and it's like 4K, Xbox One X enhanced. And then all of a sudden, you're like, all right, I'm buying this. 1 week later, the dev comes out and is like, well, actually, it's dynamic resolution. We're not really sure. We're not really, and they're dancing around and everything's like,
no, hold on.
And now we're back to 4K.
Listen, I have to point this out, right? When you look back to the articles and the videos that they did about Assassin's Creed Origins on the Xbox One X at E3, Digital Foundry, they said what they tested was full 4K.
I agree.
But then they go, but we talked to Ubisoft and they said it's going to be dynamic. And then everybody ran with it. Oh shit, it's fake 4K, folks. It's not powerful enough. It can't do it. It can't be done. And you know, the Sony fanboys, they cheer woo every time a game is in 4K. Yeah, I don't fucking get it, but because their shitty console can't do anything in 4K. So to me, if the Xbox One X does any AAA current gen in 4K, it's better than the Pro by 10 times. You know what I mean? So anyway, we know that they said it's 4K, what they tested. But then they talked to Ubisoft and they're like, yeah, we're using dynamic. So now we know that the dynamic is that it's there if it needs it, but it doesn't need it.
Listen,
you know?
but Crap, here's the thing. Nobody wants to hear Mooch and Crap say that. We need to hear Ubisoft say it is 4K.
They did say it.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No, they said it's 4K, but we're using dynamic resolution just in case we have to build the failsafe. No,
they didn't say it like that. He said Xbox One X is so powerful that it doesn't deviate from native 4K.
Okay, how about he just retracts 3 sentences and says Xbox One X in 4K, period. Done. I don't need the other 8 sentences because it's confusing.
Look, the reason why is because they're gonna cover their own asses, right? Because if at some point that it does hit a point where there's a bunch of enemies,
that's not true because then it's not 4K. Because here's the thing. Well, that's what I want to hear. Crap saying it's 4K. I'm saying it's not. Okay, because you can't come out. You can't be Crayola crayons, come out and be like, this is the color blue, but occasionally when your eyes squinted and it's really sunny, it's green. What? No, it's blue or it's not.
Listen to what the facts are, right? The facts are when they tested this fucker on Xbox One X, it was native 4K, right? Yeah. Then they asked Ubisoft, and they said, we're employing dynamic resolution, right? Because that's what they're going to do for the PS4 version, and the PS4 version is probably going to be like 1400p or something. So they're going to use dynamic resolution on the Xbox One X as well. The fact of the matter is, it's that much more powerful that it's going to just do native 4K. Just like how when they did the uncapped on Titanfall 2, it was like, what, 6K? And that was a big deal for a while. Even though we know that it's not going to run at 6K, but it's powerful enough.
I'm buying what you're selling, but all I'm trying to But the problem is that you can't have these developers coming out and they just can't keep their story straight. Just say something. Is it or is it not native 4K?
I'm not buying exactly what some of these articles are. Their titles are saying it will not.
I don't blame you. Their
titles are saying it will not to scale down, but in the interview, the producer doesn't say that for one, how is it full 4K if it uses checkerboarding? That's impossible. Yeah. Secondly, the producer of the game never says that it doesn't drop resolution one time. It says it allows us to have the game in full 4K. That's not descriptive enough for me to say the game is native 4K.
And that's the way I'm reading it.
Until we don't know if it drops or not based off that statement. But there are articles out there that say it doesn't have to drop like PlayStation 4 Pro, right? Like that's actually the headline, right?
Well, this is what
that's the one that I'm talking about because I did that video yesterday where I linked it. And in that, he was like, yeah, but the good thing is it's so powerful that it doesn't, it's true 4K. So to me, that speaks for that. But again,
to me, the easy way to do that would be just to click off that checkbox for the dynamic resolution and leave it full 4K and be like, there it is, it's full 4K.
Well, I mean,
it's an option you can
leave
enable
it,
and disable on PC.
Don't leave it dynamic or whatever, dance around, because I agree with Mooch and Dealer, right? Like, if you leave it like that, it leaves it up with interpretation, right?
I'm on my own
Here's
goddamn
the thing,
island.
Crap,
I'm
no,
fine,
listen,
man.
Crap,
I'm over here having a lunch. I'm fine,
It's just
man.
not a good enough.
Fuck you, Sony fanboys.
It's just not a good enough quote for me to jump on board with it from the producer.
I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying, but for me, man, I'm gonna stay a little bit positive.
Listen, this is not about being. It's not being negative. You have to understand something, Crap. You're not looking. You're reading the fine. Listen, you're too much into the headlines right now. You got to dig a little deeper here. The problem that I have with this whole thing is this is just another symbol, another sign that something's going on with all these developers, the gaming media, and everything in general, where they will not come out and give Microsoft the upper edge. Because I'm actually trying to say to you that I believe that the Xbox One X doesn't need to dip down, that it can hold the 4K. But the fact that they won't come out and say it is because they're petrified to hurt the precious PlayStation. And that's what we should be talking about right now, is the fact that these guys will not come out. Not one developer of a AAA game will come out and say that the Xbox One X version is better, underlined, quotes, and italics, better than the PlayStation 4 version. Not one AAA game. Yes, Path of Exile and Mooch and Crap Go to fucking Boston, made by Danny Boy on Project Spark. Those games are in 4K, okay? But these games by AAA developers will not come out. And that, my friend, is what we should be talking about, because there's something going on in the industry where they're just absolutely scared to death to criticize the precious PS4, and I don't know why. I have no idea why.
It's their precious. It's their. But listen, to me, it's still, it's a positive thing with what they said, which is, let's see, we always like to have new toys to play with. Our friends at Microsoft were kind enough to build the Xbox One X. It's a really cool machine. Yes, Mr. Rogers, fun. What it enables for us is we built a dynamic resolution system. Now, what that does on Xbox One X is it enables us to render the game in full 4K. The world we crafted in 4K is amazing. That's just one of the things we can now do on Xbox One X.
So that's where it ends, correct?
Well, this particular quote, but he does say something else later on a different article about. This is just the one that I just pulled up because it happened to pull up in my feed, about how it's going to allow for the better AI and things like that as well. So
yeah, that quote doesn't even come close to telling me that it doesn't scale at all, nor is it native full 4K.
Yeah, it'll probably go down a little bit. It's
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. I mean, if this thing is scaling at all or is checkerboarded at all, that means the Pro version is obviously doing much less.
I would rather it just be dynamic than any kind of checkerboarding, though, just to be honest with you.
Yep, to avoid any kind of smattered on motion blur. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the checkerboard stuff. I'm just being honest.
Looks like shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too horrible. But the thing I've always said about Horizon Zero Dawn, the checkerboarding in there, I didn't like it because in that mode of a performance mode, they always had a bunch of motion blur on in the checkerboarding mode, and I hate motion blur. So that's why I said the game looked blurry when I played it in checkerboard mode, right?
But checkerboard just naturally brings out some, natural.
It can create artifacts, yeah. But this is. I don't know. There are different iterations of. I'm sure you've seen it on Digital Foundry. Some teams do it better than others. So I'm gonna wait and see the game. I know it's a hell of a lot better than 720 or 900 or 1080p. So
it's gonna be the best console version. Again, I have to point out that the that engine is incredibly tough and taxing, even though you know what I mean. And people don't realize that. Like Dealer, you have a PC and you will attest to that.
You can run that engine on a bread box, dude. Nothing.
Fuck you, Hammer, you son of a bitch, controlling asshole.
I know on a 1080 Assassin's Creed Syndicate, people are struggling to do anything like 4K 60 on that card, and that's like with some settings turned off. So
yeah.
This thing just getting close to 4K, it being a gorgeous game like it is, it looks like the PC version. That's why they said when they tested it, when the Game Informer people went and played it, and then they played the PC version, they said they couldn't really tell a difference, and that's because you're playing the best version.
Yeah, those are really games though, do chug along on PC. Honestly,
yeah, they said the frame rate is more stable, but that's depending on your hardware on PC.
What's that new? I hear you wanting to chime in, dude.
No, I just want to say, like, checkerboarding as well, won't that depend on a case-to-case scenario, like, depending on the style of graphics a game goes for? For example, like, I would imagine checkerboarding would probably look worse, I suppose, on an Assassin's Creed game versus, say, something with the stylized graphics of Crackdown. Would you say that might be true?
No, I would say more your case is right for something with like a Horizon versus or an AC Assassin's Creed versus a Tacoma. You know what I mean?
What
like
really Horizon though was that really low texture filtering. That's why when you were walking, you saw the textures kind of filter in like 5 feet away from in front of your feet, right?
Yeah.
I noticed that the draw distance wasn't the greatest. That's why there was a lot of fog. And that, trust me, generally when you see fog in the games, because they don't want to render the draw distance, that's generally the case. So there was a lot of fog there. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, you can see for what looks like miles.
That's every developer's first go-to thing to free up resources.
Hey, we've got this big open world, but it's too much draw distance. What do we do?
Go away. No one can see anything.
I want it to look like a goddamn Kiss concert. Fog machines, fog it up, more fog, more fog. That's what you got to do.
It's gonna depend, but Assassin's Creed's gonna look great, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll tell you what sold me on that game is that 20-minute video that I saw, where all those Sony fanboys were so pissed off in that video because they knew that their version wasn't going to look that good.
I've been sold on it since
There's no way this is on the Xbox.
Yeah, they're like, it's got to be PC. It's got to be PC. Foxy, like, what are you? Are you into Assassin's Creed? Are you wanting to get this new one?
No, I'm not into Assassin's Creed, but it does look beautiful, though. I mean, from the stuff that I've seen in the gameplay and stuff. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to what the Xbox does. I don't really care, like, if it's, what kind of 4K it is or anything like that. I just know that it's going to have the best multiplats on Xbox. That's all I know.
All of them. Every multiplat, people. Every multiplat is going to be better on the Xbox One X.
It's going to run better. Hell yeah.
Yeah. This also just in crap. She-Wolf just announced that she's a permanent member of Team Mooch. So
why? Why? How? I'm losing them daily. Damn it! I can't keep anybody in that corner. I'm so sad.
I know now since I met her.
I know.
Throw a smoke grenade, crap. You'll be fine.
This is just my.
Yeah, he could just throw a smoke grenade.
Just throw some more smoke grenades.
Oh my God! Okay, so those that don't know, right? I was just a real sidestep, real quick, right? So I was playing Call of Duty 4 Remastered. I could be 10th Prestige by now if I really wanted.
12 Prestige, yes.
Yes. But me, my brother, my buddy ASAP, and a couple other, we were playing some Call of Duty, and my boy ASAP is a sniper on Call of Duty 4, right? So we're spawning in, we're getting our asses kicked, and he's sniping. So I'm getting picked off myself by sniper fire. So every time I spawn in, I'm chucking a smoke grenade.
Know how to zigzag.
So I'm chucking a smoke grenade, and he's just getting pissed off. He's like, Crapgamer, is that you? Did you throw another smoke? And I'm like, no, man, it's not me. And he's like, I just watched you throw the smoke. I can't shoot through the smoke. And I'm like, damn, if you did a better job with your fucking sniping, it wouldn't be an issue. But it was like the funniest thing because people get so pissed off. I'm well known for that. I'm like the only motherfucker that pops smoke on that game. Like, that's my secondary. Not stun grenades, not flashbangs.
Flashbang.
Smoke. That's right. Because I pop smoke. Pop and smoke.
Pop smoke.
And then, every time I die, and I would die a lot on that bog map because the snipers just pick you off in the middle.
Well, I mean, that's on every map. Don't let them fool you.
Wow.
Well, crap, I've seen that. I've seen how you guys shoot in those games. Remember that epic crossbow battle we had?
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, me and Noof, we were playing, what the hell game was that?
It was Black Ops, or no? Was it Black Ops? Black
Ops 3, I think. And so we were playing that one gun game mode. We both were shooting at each other and missed every shot because you only get like a couple or something. And then we tried to knife each other for about 10 minutes. It was basically to the point where if you could take off your helmet and throw it at each other, we would have. Finally, Noof got me. But I was like, Jesus Christ, like it was so bad. But yeah, fun times, man. I have a good time gaming, man. That's what it's all about. So I may not be the best. Fun. Yes, hashtag fun, right, Mooch?
Hashtag fun.
Yes. Exactly.
All day, every day.
All day.
Exactly. So I thought this would be a good time to talk about this. The GT Sport dev says that their cars are actually set to scale up to 8K on future hardware. Like, oh yeah, like okay, so Gran Turismo Sport apparently.
This reminds me of the time that Microsoft got on stage at the 2013 reveal, and they were like talking about transistors and fucking battery packs when they really didn't have the victory there. And this is the same thing. This guy's coming out and he's like, we have 8K fenders and cross signal lanes. They come through in 8K. And it was a very desperate move, in my opinion, crap. It didn't look good at all for the company. And when they showed it on IGN's first, the game looks terrible. And that's not some Xbox Sony fanboy stuff. The game doesn't look good. And this game's going to go head-to-head with Forza 7. I mean, my God, this is like one of those times back in the late 80s when you watched a Mike Tyson fight and you saw who was going against him. You're like, you don't even stand a chance. This is a 15-second round.
Or even Peter McNeely when he came back. You're like, Peter McWho? You know what I mean? Like, that poor guy's going to get the shit kicked out of him. But yeah,
absolutely.
Man,
what a shit show, huh?
It is. Like, this was laughable when I saw this, right? Because the fanboys were really damage controlling this. Like, that explains what took them so long, you know? We'll take it, you know? They
checked the box to let it render as high as it can.
Dealer, did you see the first on IGN with Ryan McCaffrey? And he was playing with the developers from GT?
Developers.
No, I didn't.
No, well, let me tell you something. They did this one. There's this one side game you can play where it's like hit the cones, which just that alone is comical. But anyways, he's going through the sounds that you talked about a lot of times in your earlier videos when you're talking about Forza, and you're like the way that they actually went out and got the different sounds of how the vehicles are when they're revving, when they peel out, the way things sound, everything's so realistic in Forza. It is the complete and utter opposite on Gran Turismo. This game sounds terrible.
Yeah, you're driving around an easy bake oven, bro.
Yes.
What are you saying?
I said it sounds like a little kid, you know, when he gets behind his big wheel.
Yeah, you know what? I thought this was funny. That game is just a real shit show, and they even said that they're not planning a Gran Turismo 7. I have a feeling after GT Sport, and I'm not wishing this, but I'm just saying I don't see that company sticking around after GT Sport.
I think they'll stick around, crap, but to even talk about a GT7 is ludicrous. I mean, you're talking about we're 4 years into this generation, and you're getting a half step in Gran Turismo. So when are you going to get the full step? When? 2023? Okay.
See, the game is still going to sell 5 million copies regardless because there's diehards out there and people don't care. Yeah. And there really isn't a lot of other games on the PlayStation right now in terms of the racing market. You know, like that still will be one of their premium games. What are you going to turn to? That other piece of crap, what do you call it? Pro Driver? What the hell is it?
You know
what I'm talking about?
Drive Club?
Project Cars 2?
Project Cars, yeah.
Okay.
Like so.
I like how he says project.
Project
Cars.
Well, it is a project. It's like a fucking Frankenstein project.
Yeah, that game is horrible. Well, the first one was. Unless they totally redo the fucking physics on that game, it's going to be a shit show.
Well, looking at it, the cars still twitch like Michael J. Fox. So I don't know.
Oh shit!
Just jokes,
folks. Just jokes. Nobody's really.
I'm not even here.
Hey, Crapgamer put in a lot of hours on Project Cars. Man, what'd you do? Like at least 2 or 3 laps?
Yes, and then the game froze, locked up, and sent me back to the thing, and I uninstalled it. I was like, enough of that shit. I'm tired of it. You know, like enough.
Enough's enough.
That is enough. Sad news, man. BioWare Montreal, makers of Mass Effect Andromeda, kind of closed down and fold into EA Motive after the Mass Effect Andromeda issues. Kind of shocking, huh? I mean, I guess the game really didn't do very well, and that is kind of a shame. You know, BioWare is a good developer. I realized that wasn't their best effort. Still a good game. You know, I
mean, it just really just got shit on because people played it for 3 hours and was like, this isn't Mass Effect 2, and then basically gave up on it, right? Like, the game wasn't, like, perfection, but it wasn't, like, the absolute piece of shit that people make it out to be. I mean, it was a solid game. It was just
I like
from
the
what people
game.
were expecting. You know,
I like the game.
You went from the first 3 Mass Effect games where they were RPG, basically kind of more straight-up RPG games and like an action environment, to more of an adventure RPG setting, and a lot of people just didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, like Dealer. I know you're a big fan of this game. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh man, I blinked out, bro. What game are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about the. We're talking about
Mass Effect, right?
Mass Effect, because
I heard you. I just for some reason I couldn't focus. I needed a starburst, so there. Yeah. I like the game. I think, as I've said before, people treat it like it's a 55, not a 75. I think that the characters weren't as initially endearing, but I also know that we've had other games that have raised the bar. And you know, you really got to play that game and all its loyalty missions to start to really actually kind of like the side missions. So I smashed that game, like 90 hours on the Xbox One. I think it's good. I'm just I don't think there's anything left for me to play on it because of the DLC, but Motive, that's Jade Raymond's studio, right?
Yeah, they're the ones doing the single player on the new Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah.
Wasn't she the person who actually led the first team on Assassin's Creed, right?
And I think Splinter Cell as well, some of the Splinter Cells. So, yeah.
So they've got some talent there because she started that franchise. She led that team behind that franchise. So they got some real talent there. And I think the BioWare fan club / BioWare Montreal probably did need to be absorbed into a more experienced, talented studio. So
yeah. What do you think that means for future Mass Effect games? Do you think they're just done with those or no?
If hopefully there is one. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think when I heard that Casey Hudson left it in the middle of development, I was like, all right, there's going to be a problem here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they just got him back, right? We talked about that before.
Yeah, he's working on Anthem.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I don't think they'll be worrying about another Mass Effect for a little bit. So.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mooch? Because I think
the same thing. I mean, to be honest with you, I played Mass Effect 2. I didn't play 3. I tried to play 1, but you go into an epileptic coma in the middle of it. Yeah, it's terrible. Sorry, but it wasn't active. The shooting mechanic in it was terrible. The driving around to search for elements was worse. Mass Effect 1 was a mess. 2 was great. 3 was great, except for people didn't like the ending apparently. I'm a firm believer in this. You have a like bona fide team. Go out there and do you see the Martin Scorsese's of the world or the Steven Spielbergs of the world or the Ron Howards of the world? These are people that are bona fide directors, all right? They don't just keep making the same movie over and over and over. They make different movies and we're like, oh my God, that guy's so talented. It's so amazing. Like take those talents from Montreal and the groups from that company and get together with Casey Hudson and some of the other talent and make something new like Anthem. Get us out there. Get us interested in something. We can't just keep going with Mass Effect 4 or GTA 4000. You know, I mean, we've got to start doing something else, right? That's why people are excited about Red Dead Redemption. It's not necessarily that everybody can't wait to be fucking John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. It's the fact that it's something a little bit different in the GTA genre. And that's what I'm saying. This is a great thing. Anthem's a fantastic game. I'm anticipating it more than anybody else. And I'm slightly confused because in my head, Anthem's coming out fall of 18 and Crap's got to come out in February.
No, I said that originally because they said that and then they corrected it and said it's going to be
which means definitely spring 2019 basically.
Right, exactly, which means spring exactly, dealer. So I mean, and this is not a jab at Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a fantastic series. But enough's enough. And then once you have a decline like this and it's over, listen, Godfather is one of the best movies ever made, but after Godfather 3 didn't live up to the first 2, they didn't make a 4. Big shocker, right?
They should though.
Well, that's a whole other podcast.
Not to be
they'll have Tyler Perry direct it.
Oh no,
Tyler.
Oh wow,
that's great.
Not to be a Debbie Downer here, guys, but speaking of BioWare and all things, on behalf of everybody here on the panel and pretty sure all their fans, big shout out obviously to Corey Gasper and his passing. Must have come as a big shock. He's one of the lead developers for the Dragon's Age series and for Mass Effect. So that was, I don't know what happened there, but it sounds like it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, he was a younger guy too, so it wasn't like, he wasn't like he was 80 or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that is a bit of a bummer as well. So there was a couple of BioWare tidbits in the news. Hopefully they don't end the series though. I would like to see Mass Effect continue on. Maybe just make sure it's ready for a true comeback before they focus on
leave it in the oven for a little bit longer and let people forget what happened because this game got shit on for no reason.
It's cookie dough.
I'm cookie dough.
But nobody else will. That was just for Fox. Just saying.
Hudson back in the fold. I honestly think they're not going to abandon the franchise. I think, like I said, it'll take a short hiatus, and they'll get their house in order. They'll focus on Anthem now, get that out the door, make sure they have a solid launch, and hopefully that game does well. And I think they'll come back and explore Mass Effect at a later date. I really do. So,
yeah, I think so too, man. I like the game. I think it got this generation has been weird and bad in some ways. And one of the ways is the social media aspect. Everything's a goddamn meme. Everything's a goddamn GIF. Everything's got, you know what I mean? Like these things get passed around. It's terrible. Like how many people saw? Yeah, how many people saw like some of the gifs from the bad animations? I even kind of made fun of it a little bit with like the girl punching, and it looks like old Hollywood punch. It's like 10 feet off.
You know, that's the funny thing, right? Like even through all that, like I played that game since launch, so well past the patch and everything like that. Hours and hours of gameplay. And I mean, literally, I think I got almost like 100 hours on there, pretty close too. And I only had one like glitch that was notable out of the whole game.
Oh, that was that one glitch, right, where your character was like had the weird legs and.
Yeah, that was literally the only glitch I had that was notable on the game. I mean, there were some little oddities here and there.
Oh yeah, and it broke 2 of your Xboxes. That's a pretty big glitch.
I mean, listen. I appreciate Hallhammer's story there, but to be honest with you, I think it was more than the glitches and the weird faces. I think the story, Mass Effect's known for its great story, and at the end of the day, Mass Effect Andromeda didn't live up to the legacy of the others, and that's just a lot of big franchises. Look at Star Wars 1, the first prequel, right? Everybody shit on that. They're still shitting on that.
I love that goddamn movie.
Well, Darth Maul came out of that. That's good.
Darth Maul came out of that, and let's not forget Liam Neeson. God bless him and rest his soul.
You know, at least you got to watch him get stabbed. You know,
right? But I mean, no, don't get me wrong. It's not me.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Star Wars makes billions of dollars just on its name, and people make fun of that. And what I'm saying is that the story didn't carry what people wanted, and they didn't see that in Andromeda. They just didn't get that. So I think that's what really hurt it. It wasn't the facial expression.
Not only that, they wanted Shepard. Especially my brother, he was like, "What about Shepard? I want to see what happened with the original story, and now we're starting a new one." So he wasn't that interested in it, even though he bought it.
I think I would say that the story that's a big part of it, but a lot of it also has to do with that people just didn't play the damn game. They played through it. They went point A to point B, and just expected that to be it, right? Like when you go through the game and actually play it. Like the story actually is fairly decent, right? It has a lot of backstory to it.
Listen, there's a gentleman in the chat. Next doc, I didn't play it. I never bashed Andromeda.
He's going to see it in the vault.
I'm not even going to see it in the vault because I'm not going to play it. It's just listen. The thing about Mass Effect games for me personally is I think they're great. They're great games. They're made very well. I don't have any issue with them. If you said should I buy it, I would say yes. But it's not. It's Mooch is passing on it just because I personally think it's just too time consuming, and I'm not into that story. I'm just not into it. It's just, I don't know, for some reason I played 2, and everyone's like 2's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. It's like standing next to somebody in the Guggenheim, right? And they're just like, wow, that shit is gorgeous. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, it just looks like paint thrown on a fucking canvas.
A dog could have painted.
Sure,
this,
yeah.
Like, give him a brush. And
somebody paint this with a blindfold. I mean, listen. My thing is this. I think it's. Listen, it's a great game. I'm not busting his chops. I'm just saying it's not for me. And so he's like, Mooch, you're full. It's not that. And he goes, I understand. Listen, no jab at all. I actually respect everybody that likes that game because it's a well-made game. It's a great story, and it's got some of the most talented people in gaming behind it. Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just sad because it's another thing to me, in my mind anyway. The media shit on that. Again, part of the reason why I got a lot of hate was the first 10 hours were playable on Xbox One only, and I like PC too, but PS4 couldn't. So then everybody was judging it off the first 10 hours, which weren't great. I don't know.
I was drawn in by the first 10 hours, right? Like I got up to that point where it cut you off, and I was like, "Fuck! Now I gotta wait a week."
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I like the game. I hope to actually get in there and finish it.
The main problem has to do with a lot of stuff that me and Dealer have both said a bunch is that people didn't actually play the game. They ran through it real quick. They didn't bother to get any of the side missions.
Single player and beat it in 11 hours somehow. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that ain't me. I'm still in that game.
Animations and there's no Shepard and we haven't had sex in the first 15 minutes of the game. This is fucking shit.
Hey, it does take forever in that game though. It does, and you know it, Noof.
Oh yeah, well I've been snuggling up next to Smurf Mrs. Their PB. Got her going good.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
That's I kind of feel bad, It made me feel bad because I had a couple things going on. I'm like, I'm not used to this. I'm not a cheater. So,
gotta work slightly redo you in real life. That's the crazy part.
It is, man. It's crazy. So a company that sells the Xbox One game Blu-ray discs, right? they were talking about the decline in the Xbox One game sales, right? So Technicolor, who ascribes Xbox Blu-ray disc shipping decline due to the anticipation of the Xbox One X. So this is very interesting, and I kind of dug for this story because I was wondering why the games are declining. The sales were declining on Xbox One. The console sales are declining. Even PS4 sales are declining. And so according to the CEO of this company, he said during the company's recent financial earnings call that, you know, so they provide these companies with the Blu-rays. The first half of 2017 apparently really sucked for it, right? Yeah. And they said due to the fact that the consumers are waiting for the release of the 6 teraflop Xbox One X this November before purchasing more titles. I think obviously the increase in digital is hurting as well, but he believes that the market will pick up in the second half of the year. This is what he said. However, also in the first half of the year, we were impacted by the limited number of game titles that we shipped. And you will remember that in games, we ship Blu-ray discs for the Xbox, and there have been very few introductions of games in the first half. New games in the first half of the year, they ship 50% less, a decline year over year. And they believe that that is in many aspects due to the anticipation of the new Xbox that is going to be launched by the year end. And we expect the games market to resume in the second half of the year. So that's very interesting to me that they're saying, hey, you know, to their CEO saying this in their investors call, you know, well, yeah, people aren't buying games right now.
It sounds interesting to me is the fact that he says 50% decline year over year when Ubisoft and EA sit right next to him and say digital's up 50% year over year.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say, right? It sounds to me like they're trying to damage control physical sales.
They don't even mention physical and the rise of physical, or digital rather, which is obviously the case. We're all going through it right now. So yeah, I mean, they don't want to mention that kind of stuff.
I can't even remember the last physical game I bought.
He's right though.
It's so great. It's so great to hear. There's nothing more like satisfying than to hear Hellhammer and Crap finally saying, "I've gone digital." That is just wonderful. Isn't it great though?
Traitors, traitors,
like, traitors. Come on, but Foxy, listen, Foxy. I totally respect collectors. I do. I really do respect you guys, and I've seen your collection. It's a thing of beauty. But as you get older, you can't be like, "And here's my den." And here's my living space. Excuse me while I pack my cod pod pipe. And wait, here's my room of plastic. Please, please, please keep your fingerprints off the green cartridges. It doesn't make any sense as you get older. Not just that, but like Destiny's coming out, right? And with Destiny coming out, like that's a game that like just people are constantly like, yo, dude, you want to raid? Or hey, man, we're gonna do a strike. You want to hop in? You may be playing something else. You're watching TV. I don't feel like getting up, taking the game out I played last night out, put the other game in, put Destiny back in, take it back out. Like it's just it's so old. Yeah. It's the same way with like Foxy. I know you're big, and this is a preach to Fox because she's a huge collector. But Foxy, there's no way you're buying CDs still, right? You buy your music.
Aw, damn it, you got me there. Okay, but listen though. Fuck. I used to when I was younger, but like that whole thing that you mentioned about like when you're older and stuff. I don't agree with that at all because people can say that about us gaming. They're like, oh, but you're getting older now. Why do you still play games? But yeah, that's just part of my collection. I have it on the side, nice and neat. And when friends and family do come over, they are impressed by it. So I think that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
But I mean, why not both? Why not digital and physical? I mean, I rock both.
That's expensive.
Yeah, true.
When I die, I hope they pack my casket filled with fucking CDs and video games so I can play fuckers in hell.
Wow, you're taking it with you?
Physical 100%. Here's the thing, right? I buy digital a lot because you can game share and like Mooch says, you don't have to like switch your discs out and shit like that. That's kind of a pain in the ass. Plus I know. Plus it automatically updates your games when they're digital. So like I think that's pretty cool as well.
Look,
but I will still buy physical. Like the exclusive
collections
stuff. Yeah, I'll still collect I still collect all
absolutely.
Collector's edition are awesome.
Look, I will say, look, right, like the whole thing is that these consoles are designed to work seamless. And so when you are digital, everything just works. You want to play a game, you click the play, you're done.
Unless they take it out of the store, then it doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, you can still download it.
If you previously bought it, yes, you could re-download it. But if somebody wants to buy Forza Horizon 2 right now, they can't because it's not digitally in the store unless they go to GameStop and buy a used copy or something like that.
Forza Horizon
that's the kind of stuff.
Are you serious? You can't buy Forza Horizon 2?
didn't they take? Well, was it 1 or 2? The one that they took it out because of the music.
That was one.
Okay, then
you can buy Forza Horizon 2 and Forza 6 right now for $20.
Okay, well, it was the first one that they took out because of the music. So if somebody wants to buy that and play it back and pat, they have to have the physical disc, is what I'm saying.
If there's an amazing collector's edition coming out for a game, by all means, I'm totally on board with that. Okay, I'm totally on board with that because you're a collector, and that's where you say. Now, see, that's the difference here, Foxy. If you say, Mooch, check out this room. This is really cool. This is my gaming room. And I walk in, I see these great like statues and collector and things that are signed by developers and things you've gotten. I'd be like, wow. But just to sit there and see 75 rows of green cartridges versus seeing like somebody else who's got like pinned up art on their TV of their games, that to me is almost equivalent at this point in time. That would have been a different answer 5 years ago, but that's where we are today. And, you know, there's a couple people in the chat. By all means, I'll take the criticism. They're like, Mooch, that's just lazy. You know what? You're right. It really is, and I apologize. But it was the same reason when remote control. You guys are probably really not going to remember this, but remote controls came out for TVs. There used to be set box tops. You just have to get up and actually change the channel on your TV. Now you have the remote on your fucking lap, and people still complain. Why are there 4 digits in this number? Why do I have to put a 0, then the number? And it's like, you know, my point is like, we're never going to stop complaining with laziness, but we're at a point right now, especially where we're like, we're not playing one game anymore till our fingers bleed. We're playing like 3-4 games a night, depending on what our friends are jumping into. So like digital's just so convenient right now. It's where we're going with movies, music, and gaming.
And it's not even just a convenience thing, right? Like, it literally makes no sense to buy a lot of these games, these multiplayer games, physically. Because most of them are online only anyway. So once the servers go off, they Titanfall 1. Once their servers go offline, does you no good to have a physical copy because you still can't do shit with it.
Right. So they've made it dead on, you know, if you don't have the internet connection, you're dead no matter what, right?
Not only that, but my original argument for physical gaming was that, well, now I can play my games whatever, you know, 10 years down the road, that whatever. But nowadays, again, a lot of the games, even the single-player games, the patches and stuff like that, because games are getting more and more complex, basically make the games playable from day one.
Well, listen, somebody in the chat right now, he's like, digital only grants you the rights to use the license. Drop D, who's a big fan of the show, he says, what if they remove the license? Is it worth it going in that direction because switching a disc is hard work? Drop D, I got news for you. The minute that they drop the license, like, first of all, like, think about that for 2 seconds. First of all, that's not happened yet. And here we are in 2017, and people have been gaming since the fucking 60s. That hasn't happened yet, right?
Well, like, 70s, so what I'm saying to you,
but I know, I was trying to go a little further back to embellish. But my point is this, okay? It makes more sense when you stretch the truth. But my whole thing is this. Like,
you don't need to tell me.
Yeah, right? Click big crap. Click big crap. Mega. But no, listen, mega. But you know, my point is this. I want to let Drop D know that the whole point is that when you get to a point where they're going to actually drop the license, you probably forgot you own the game. You know, I mean, so it doesn't really. That's not going to happen, man.
I mean, you're likely to lose your physical collection in a fire before that happens.
Exactly. You know what? And that's God forbid. But listen. That's
oh my God!
Wait a minute. Wait.
Not supposed to be offensive.
Dealer says fire.
Dealer, you offend me.
What about just bringing the disc with you? What about just bringing the disc with you to a friend's house or on travel or this and that? All of a sudden you lose it or it breaks. Like, nobody ever talks about that. They're like, I got to go buy another one. Wait, they made that game 10 years ago. I can't even find it at GameStop. Like, GameStop's not going to be around forever. Their revenue's dropping year after year, okay? And you're seeing these little novelty mom and pop places like popping up, but they're overpriced and they don't have a big selection. So that's just like a kitschy little niche store in a mall. But my point is that like you get the digital copy, you're going to get more longevity out of it. And like Crap said, there's convenience. It updates all the time. You don't have to worry about pressing it and selecting it manually. Like there's just so many more advantages. And the digital copies, if you're not buying it day one, are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper faster than physical copies.
Oh yeah, and let's add on to this as well, right? Like if you want to go against the thing, if they're going to pull the license or whatever, which still is yet to happen. I mean, basically, you could argue that with every piece of equipment or every piece of electronic that you own, right?
Right.
Windows is licensed to you. You don't technically own your copy of Windows on your computer. Same way with Mac OS 10. Same way with iOS. Same way with Android.
Right. Right. Yeah. So if they want to wipe you out, you're fucked no matter what. It's over.
If there's one time when digital totally makes sense, it's with something like the Nintendo Switch. But at the same time, because you got a portable, and who wants to drag around a pile of games when you're like traveling? But at the same time, Nintendo's kind of ass backwards because they make this portable and they put 32 gigabytes on it, which basically once you install about 3 games, you're done.
Exactly. Like, nobody complains about the Switch. The Switch games are the size of a chiclet.
Hey, you gotta remember, they also taste terribly. But
oh wow,
I know, right?
Check out Alana's video there, Crap.
I did.
I'll just end up by saying, guys, there's one format that I'm glad that went digital, and that is magazines, because I was running out of place to stuff my porno collection, and we don't have to worry about sticky pages.
No, chill.
Hey, he actually got a good one in though. I mean, come on.
He's definitely got a couple zingers.
Yeah, Mooch, you're hurting my heart. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
I still love physical. It still works for other people who have like shitty internet and they just want to directly install the game. But obviously nowadays you gotta have day one patches.
Foxy,
and shit,
when are we gonna stop saying shitty internet? Like, I mean, that's not really happening anymore.
Australia. That's all I'm saying. Australia.
It is happening.
Hey,
it is happening.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
there's still some pretty shitty internet out there.
I just had some shitty internet. Like,
but it is getting farther and fewer between.
It's farther and fewer. Listen, I'm not
because
saying
I didn't have like the highest package. I didn't have a choice.
Listen, there's still people who don't own a car. Are we supposed to be like, I can't go to the mall? There's people who can't get there. Come on, dude. Let's just stop with this. Let's stop with the nonsense.
Now you can pre-install things. Now you don't have day one patches because generally that game is updated already before it allows you to launch it, right? So it's not as bad as it used to be. Yeah. So there are ways to get around it, but yeah, it sucks.
If me and Crapgamer can handle digital on our crap internet, almost anyone can.
That's true. Wow. I always got an upload going too, man.
To the people with actually crappy internet, you guys have it really good at 30 meg down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, we used to game with this dude named Mr. X, right? He lived in Arkansas, and he was really exactly. You're not wrong, right? One time he was hunting with his kinfolk, and he got shot. With the
because they're all drinking, and they're
he was hunting with old Uncle Dick Cheney.
and he got shot. But he used to game on 1.5 down, and if somebody in his house was watching Netflix, he'd have a 1-bar everything, like skip it all around. It was just the most. I felt so bad for the guy, but eventually he did ended up. And he had incredibly tiny hands. If he ever listens to
what?
How do you know how big his hands were, Crap?
Because it was a running joke that he had really tiny hands and he got real self-conscious about it, right? So one time, do you guys remember the Burger King promotion where the guy had tiny hands holding the Whopper? Yeah, I photoshopped his head onto the burger. I know, it was so cool. I was such an asshole back then, right?
Oh, God.
Wow, that's fucked up.
He was so trying to talk us into him having big hands, and he posted a picture of his hand next to a mouse, like a keyboard mouse, and it was one of the mini mice, right?
Yeah, like the little portable laptop ones.
Yeah, because one time his sister or something got on the mic while we were playing Xbox, and we were like, "Does he have tiny hands?" And she's like, "He does have like weird feminine tiny hands," and like we never let him forget that. Does he have
like a regrowing baby Deadpool hand?
Yeah. Exactly. It was a funny fucking thing. So
what the hell does this have to do with this podcast?
Oh, nothing. I just kind of went off the rails there. You know what does have to do with the podcast is something that I want to talk about, which is I try to be very cool with the people that write me on Xbox Live. Like a lot of them, like I tell them, MOH Crapgamer, that's my gamer tag. Hit me up on there. I'll respond. Right. So I get probably 50 messages a day. And I'm always happy to respond a little bit to the people and talk to them or whatever, because that's a really easy way to do it. And lately, I've been getting these spam bot messages like nonstop. So I was like, okay. And I got one that was Como Stas, right? And so I might have told this story the other day. I was like, rack them up, right? I responded back, and they responded back. I found you thing on the Xbox Live thing. Why don't you join my site and input your credit card and all this kind of shit, right? I was like,
bye.
Yeah, exactly. I get this spam bots 10 times a day at least. 10 times.
I get 2 or 3 a day.
I block them all.
I block them too, but the thing is it sucks because I really like interacting with people, right? I like talking to them and saying, "Hey, man, this, or this," and now people, first thing they say to me is they go, "I'm not a bot, bro, but I'm a big fan." Blah, blah, you know what I mean? So I'm happy that they do that.
I don't believe you block.
Yeah. I don't believe you're not a bot.
podcasting business, he'd be like writing in the back of message, "Hey, baby, you still want my address?"
It was so weird. Like, I don't understand this.
I don't, for those getting
install a captcha for you. That way you can be like, "Are you a bot crack?
If you're not a bot, you're the fit doing jump rope." All right.
No, listen.
For
like
people
to me,
that are getting these, though, you know, that's what you should look at. It's normally a hey or a hey, Mr. Winky Face. And then if you don't reply a little bit later, they'll be like, where'd you go? Or they'll have some kind of thing about how they found you in an app, or they're embarrassed, or they wanted to find someone to make rage quit. Just look at their profile. If they got 0 gamer score or something really, really low like that, and they're following, meaning they've got like 500 friends, but they have 0 followers, meaning they followed 500 people, but none of those people followed them back. You probably want to block those people.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to put that warning out there.
Yeah, most of them have 0 gamer score.
Yeah, don't fall for it. They're trying to fish you. They're trying to scam you. They're trying to get your credit card info. It's very bad. I'm sure.
What's your name? How old are you?
Yeah, where'd you go? That's what I get. Where'd you go? I'm like, God damn it! It's not, like, seriously, and I block every single one of them, and it's just really frustrating. So I know that's something that's been happening a lot. So I wanted to make sure, like, while we got a bunch of people here that are hitting that,
I'm just gonna start trolling them. I'm gonna be like, they'd be like, hey, I'm like, I like.
They'll
turtles.
respond every time. I tried it. I was like, rack them up, and they're like, oh, I'm so shy. I found your name on the thing or whatever. I'm like, rack them up, and they're like, yeah, where'd you go?
It's just like an automated thing.
It is. It's like
that's creepy.
Thing.
You're
it
a
is,
fuckface.
right?
Hey, where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Really? I'm so shy. Come join my site. Watch me do dancing. I'm like, okay, let me go check that out. No, but yeah, it is bad. So I wanted to warn everybody and let you know. Hopefully, Microsoft is working on that, because it's very annoying and frustrating, especially if you like interacting with the people. You know what's really funny? I tell people about this. So people ask me these long, in-depth questions like, what do you think about this crap in 4K and Xbox One X? And then they'll go at the bottom, by the way, I'm not a bot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay, I knew that because you asked this big, detailed question, and you said you're a big fan of my channel. The bots are always just like, well, the Como Stas thing threw me off, but the other things.
That was a true fan.
I know, because because I'm always like, Como Stas, bitches. And
that was my other account.
I know, El Crapgamer here. Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all good fun, but I just wanted to warn everybody to kind of watch out for that kind of nonsense that's going on. Sony increased PlayStation Plus prices in Europe and Australia.
Ouch.
Second time in 3 years. Thoughts on this, Mooch? I know you guys.
Well, I absolutely do. What's the price jack up to now out there? What are they paying?
What is it, like 69, whatever the hell the thing is, or 59?
What's that like?
€49, isn't it?
Right? 49 euro. All right.
59 euro.
59 euro.
Listen, here's the problem. I don't know if Sony's telling the truth or not. You know, Sony's smoke and mirrors. Everybody I know, and I know a lot of people, I know a good amount of people that have PS4s. They all have 0 PS Plus. I don't think a lot of people play multiplayer on that system. It's the reason you're seeing games like Titanfall 2, maybe Titanfall 2 and Lawbreakers and these numbskulls that are just like illiterate to be able to read to see the lines here. Find out that Xbox is the shooter box. It is the online box. Look, maybe they went up because they don't have the numbers crap. That's what I'm starting to think right now. I'm starting to think they went up because they're not making the money they need to make. Because Microsoft's whole Xbox Live is making buku bucks for them, and they're making that money, and that's like a surplus. That's like frosting on the cake. For Sony, they're taking that money and they're actually utilizing. They're using it somewhere else. They're using it where they're not supposed to because they need to make up for money they're not making in other categories in Sony. And that's the thing. And so they're like, well, wait a minute. Well, we have these people roped in. Let's jack this up $10 a month. Nobody's going to care or whatever it ended up being. And I think that's why this shows to me a bit of desperation as far as Sony, the corporation. No, not Sony, the PS4 division. The minute you say that, they're like, come on, Mooch. Can't you read?
I mean, when I see McDonald's raise the price of the McNuggets, I'm not like, oh, you desperate fucks. No,
but they don't raise the price of the McNuggets. Like they raise them every like 2 decades. This is like
not around here. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to say they're desperate, but you know, it is. They're trying to make more money. Yeah, that's for sure. And when we don't exactly know where it's going because they still have scheduled maintenance and all these other things. So I don't I don't know, man.
They have the same UI since 2006. They have the same problems. Their chat sucks. When you're using 99% of their headsets, you can't even hear your voice through them. You can't change your name. Where does this end? I mean, it's a bad, and they have 2 months out of 12 that have good games on their PS Plus. The rest of them are just shitty indies. Listen, the money they're making doesn't constitute what you're getting back in return as a consumer. So as far as I'm concerned, Sony's shut down everything but the PlayStation division, okay? And they're making like a handful of TVs a year. So my point being is that they are hurting, and they're using this money. They're paying Peter. What is it? Paying Peter to pay Paul. Robin Peter to pay Peter. It's getting too goddamn late. Goddamn Peter to pay Paul. Yeah. Thank you, Crap. Thank you. Crap's very good at tongue twisters. TV division afloat, but like, I just think that they're not doing very well, and I think this is a sure sign when they're raising the ante up $10, $5 here and there, all over the place. Notice they don't do it in dealer. Notice they're not doing it in the United States. They're not doing it here because there would be an uproar. It's probably the largest demographic where they have PS Plus users. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the currencies over there and where everything's at.
I'm not either, but up is up. Whether it's 99 cents or $10.
And it is the second time in 3 years. So they did it in Europe.
What is it up to?
59 euros. I believe
it went up $20 in Canada last year. I paid $49.99 for PlayStation Plus. That was for 12 months. Now it's $69.99, which is actually the same as Xbox Live now. But the difference is Xbox Live only increased theirs 10. Sony did theirs $20.
Look, I've said this a million times, and every time I say it, you just get bashed for it. But I'll say it one more time: Sony's not doing well. Okay, and anybody that doesn't believe me, just look at their quarterly income. Even if they're showing a slight positive, the number is very, very small. And everyone's like, come on, Mooch, 63 million consoles, can't you add? They don't make a lot of, they make like $15 to $25.
$49.99 euros.
Yeah, like that's they're not doing well. They're
Didn't
putting
their currency
their
just kind of drop too because of that whole situation.
Probably.
I'm not
so
sure.
That means it's even more. That's compounded because it just went up and their currency just went down.
Right.
That puts it at about $60 US. So
maybe they see that people are paying $60 for Xbox Live, so they just think they can get away with it over there.
But PSN is no Xbox Live.
They've never heard of Audio Technicas. They don't know their little shitty earbud is bad. You know
I like surprise oral sex in the. I love the name too. Surprise oral sex. It's great, right? That's his name. That's awesome.
That's not
it's almost as good as Steve Ballmer's bald spot.
Right. Steve Ballmer's bald spot is awesome, by the way.
We get that one. We get that dude in MNC.
He's always in MNC. Yeah. But he's like, listen to Mooch trying to
shout out to Steve Ballmer and his
like he knows
spot.
something. This guy here. No, you know more, or whatever your name is. Like, to be honest with you, it's just funny how like everybody looks at how many consoles are sold, and they're like, that's the say all end all for like a company. And that's not how like money is measured. That makes no sense. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're like, well, they make like $25, $35 a console. It's a one-time buy. A lot of these people are casuals, which means they're just buying Madden or just buying Call of Duty once a year. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, that's why these numbers are Microsoft. The reason Microsoft doesn't like panic or freak out is because like we are seeing they are making money. Like I said, we like to see them fight and win. But at the same time, they are making money, and they're making a ton of money on Xbox Live. They're making a ton of money on their digital sales. Everything that's going on their like social pages besides their gaming. It's like they're making tons of money here, and Sony's not making that money. They're having a hard time. PS Now's a failure. You know what I mean? It's just not doing well.
Did you guys hear that there's a possibility that they roll PS Now into their PlayStation?
That's never gonna happen.
Well, even if
they
just
cheaper price. I mean, not at a much cheaper price.
Right. So maybe it'll be $99 a year, and it includes PS Now, but it's not going to be for the same price. Hellhammer's right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying they got to do something, right? You spend. I mean,
look, PS Plus is already $19.99 a month or something like that.
Well, no, PS Plus is $10 a month.
I mean, PS Now rather.
Oh, PlayStation Now is like $13 a month or something like that.
Yeah, so there's no fucking way that they're gonna lower that down, a lot for that, because Sony's paying a lot of money for that bandwidth, those servers that people are queuing up in.
You can get it for $100 for the whole year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
what a deal, guys! Right, $100.
I don't know anybody who's interested or even likes that at all. I mean, my brothers are not even happy with paying for PlayStation Plus. So, I steal it from them. So I love paying for that shit.
Hellhammer steals it from me too. But remember how last gen, like, this was the big argument on all the fanboy sites. Sony's great. The PS3, they'll never make you pay for it to play online because you're already paying for internet. Nobody's ever going to do that. I would never do that. Sony, they would never make us do that. And then, like, when Sony announced it at 2013 E3, everybody fucking cheered, right? Like, I'm like, why are they cheering? Oh, right, that's right, because you had that asshole do the little thing. This is how you share your games, right? What a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like, here's the thing. These companies, they're really not our friends. You know, I don't get how Sony gets this whole, like, friend to the gamer thing. They've done nothing but sit on their hands for, like, 3.5 years now, right? Great. They pulled back on the DRM that they were originally going to do, just like Microsoft. They pulled the camera out of the box last minute to get the price lower. Congrats. You know, you guys are the white knights of gaming. You had 8 hours to brainstorm, and you come up with a fucking, with a cheap little graph that says $399. You know, we know it was going to be more expensive than that. They did everything they could. All the pictures pre-E3 showed a PS4 with that fucking camera. They wanted that camera in every box. But when Microsoft did it and they saw the backlash, they knew they couldn't. They aren't white knights in gaming. They're the bullshitters of gaming. You know what I mean? That's all they are. They don't do anything.
Yeah, they're Sony Save Gaming.
Fuck you, Hellhammer. You They are the saviors of gaming. How can they be the saviors of gaming when they're doing shit like this? They literally are saying no to crossplay, no to backwards compatibility. They tried to fucking patent the term Let's Play.
Well, look.
How is that saviors of gaming?
Look, they don't want to confuse people or get people's plates too filled up because they already have so many games on the PS4. Crossplay would mean that people are unsafe playing with each other.
What?
I mean, come on!
He said,
oh my god!
PlayStation has the full version.
Okay.
PlayStation has the full version of Destiny for a year, and we have to wait. That sucks. Yeah. They're the kings of nostalgia. Shit. Why? Because they gave you Crash. Aren't you happy, Crappy? They gave you Crash.
They gave me, but Crash was coming.
Forever the Rapper. Of course. Aren't you happy?
No, don't turn into Hellhammer.
It's kind of funny, because with Sony, in all fairness, and in defense of some things, like they've kind of gone reverse because, now they give their fans a pretty decent system. I'm going to say like the PS4, not the Pro. I think the Pro is just a big ripoff personally, but decent system. They actually improved the controller, which even though it's not as good as the Xbox One, I'll give them credit. It's still much better than the DualShock 3. They do have some really great console exclusive games that you can't get on the Xbox or various other places. So like they've done some things right, but then at the same time, it's all the services side of things. It seems like they're constantly screwing up on. You know what I mean? Like their hardware side of things is a little better. But then the other stuff, they're going backwards and they're just milking people for every dollar, they can.
I don't see that many things they've done right because, like, most of their exclusives are always delayed. And I think some of them are overhyped, in my opinion. And the reason why the PS4 controller is good is because the other one was shit. So, yeah.
Yeah. The current PS4
battery life, my God.
It's still pretty garbage, right? Like, to me, it's not even the placement of the joysticks as much as just how like chintzy the joysticks feel, right? Like there's just too much play in them, even in brand new ones. On the DualShock 4s. I mean, that's my number one complaint, and the lack of real triggers. Still, like they still don't really have real triggers.
Yeah, they are bad. I'm not a big fan of it, but again, like I don't hate PlayStation. I just think that they get a free ride, and so does Nintendo, right? Like. Nintendo gets a completely free ride. They can never do any wrong. Hey, let's come out with this Super Nintendo Mini, but then we're gonna like put it on sale, and we're only gonna sell like two pre-orders of this thing, and we're gonna let all the scalpers get them and sell them for $650 on eBay. Fuck you.
At this point, Nintendo could charge $650 for them fucking things and still make the same amount of money.
Yeah,
I fucking. How many versions of the 3DS have they actually freaking made since the original model come out?
And
like
now they got 2DSs and the 2DS XL.
To be fair, the Nintendo's always done iterations on the handhelds, so you can't really blame them too much on that.
Yeah, but does that say that Nintendo, like their department, the people that design their hardware are fucking shitty at doing it because they don't see stuff coming? Like Sega was always ahead of them with everything. Just Sega couldn't get the battery life. The Game Gear was way ahead of Game Boy, and like even the Sega Nomad was like pretty cool. But
for the
I mean, they were bigger and bulkier, but yeah.
Well, I mean, for the handheld side though, for like the 3DS and that sort of thing, a lot of that has to do with the tech movements and Nintendo keeping up with that while lowering prices, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what that comes down to. I mean, if you own an original 3DS that came out on launch day, you're still playing 99.99999% of the games. I think there's only like 2 games that.
But you're playing it without 3D because nobody fucking played 3D. They waited to jump on that bandwagon. It is. That shit was such a bunch of bullshit. I knew that shit was gonna fail right away. Like,
even the TVs died a cook death.
Same as VR. Nobody wanted to come home, put on those goofy glasses. Yep, same shit. Same shit.
Whoa.
Listen, you're telling me you didn't want to come on? You didn't want to come home and put on Groucho Marx glasses, but you want to come home and put on a fucking Daft Punk helmet?
Look,
listen, get the fuck out of here. Nobody in the world, okay? Nobody in the world wants to come home and put that shit on their head. There's no way, crap. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but literally, you're like the guy that just won't stop squirting that one thing for the big stuffed animal at the carnival. You're like, give up on it, bro. There's nowhere for the big stuffed animal at the house. Listen, let's put VR to rest. Let's bury that shit and call it 2017. Rest in peace.
Hey, while everybody hits that like button, and I would appreciate it. I gotta say this, right? VR is fun. I know, like Foxy, you don't like it. Mooch, you don't like it.
Hashtag fun.
I'm
hashtag
not.
awful.
Listen, it's fun. It is. Like, I can't. There's no other way that I can say it, right? Look, Danny Boy. Whoa! Danny Boy punched his girlfriend in the face by accident and gave her a shiner.
Oh my god!
I mean, look.
Oh my god!
like that.
How is that a plus? Explain.
Well,
that to
okay,
me.
that's not a plus, but I'm just saying, you know, like for me, like you're having a good time with this stuff. You're fully immersed into it. You got that helmet on. You're rocking it, man. You're Spider-Man. You're Batman. You're fucking, you know, you're in a big robot mech. You're throwing up because you get sick a little bit, but you're still having fun. You know what I mean?
It's great.
Like,
Hey, let's get some video of you playing that fucking racing game on there.
No, thanks. We won't be doing that.
Listen, crap. You know what? Listen, and crap, to your credit, okay? I mean, you have a lot of crapaholics. You've got a good pull. You got a good stretch. Nobody, since you've been pushing VR for over a month, nobody's like, hey, crap, good recommendation in the chat. I'm loving it. Nobody.
Hey,
nobody.
Noof told me he was contemplating selling his Switch to pick up a PlayStation.
He was
VR.
eating bath salts. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Newfie, why are you trying to lie to Crappy?
No, I'm telling the truth. Crap's telling the truth. I did it for at least one day. Start to contemplate.
One day.
One day.
I
had a bit of a trade-in deal, and I was like, man, I don't know. Like this Switch is just sitting there gathering dust.
There'll be way more games coming out in the Switch in the next year that'll be worth playing than there will be on the PlayStation VR, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not totally against VR. Like after the PlayStation VR showed me that's like with an entry level price, if I'm not paying $700 for it, like a Rift or something like that.
And the deal breaker too is I could take my Switch anywhere and play games, whereas I can't even play a game 3 feet away from the television.
Exactly.
Before I choke myself.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Look, when VR gets to a point where you can buy. When it gets to a point where you can buy a VR headset for about $200 or so, $250, and that includes the controllers for it, I'm all in on it.
No.
But as it sits,
$199 in 3 games. That's the only way I'm getting into it. Listen,
wow. Yeah. Hey, somebody, let's start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe for
I almost bought that Oculus that was on sale a few months ago.
Listen, shout out to Danny Boy and a bunch of other people that are doing VR. Danny Boy was playing a game today, and it was no better than the game of Duck Hunt that I played in 1984. Listen, it's VR. Listen to people that are playing VR games. They're like, so I was shooting a duck from far away, and then today I was luging down the street, and I avoided one of those 1980s cars. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing
video
this?
Crapgamer playing the luging stuff too.
I know I get motion sick with that stuff, but the rest of it is really, really fun.
Whoa!
The rest of it is really fun. Fuck you guys.
I think the only thing it would be interesting is something that I wouldn't even play. It would be scary games like Resident Evil because you're immersed, but that's it. There's only one reason to buy it.
I've $500 for one game.
I've been trying to get Crapgamer to buy Resident Evil for PlayStation 4.
I played the demo, but it was kind of scary. scary. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Did you see that video somebody shared with us the other day of the fucking two guys in the room playing the porno games?
Whoa.
No, I didn't.
That was hilarious. Oh my god.
Who do you?
Is it a VR game?
Noob
Yeah,
would know.
it's VR. They're like in
Oh!
this room. Somebody shared it with
He
us.
said it's a crap too.
Yeah, and Buddy's like,
I might not have watched it.
Buddy's like doing a rim job there in VR, and it's like, what the hell?
No,
That's where you clean the rims of a car, folks. That's
somebody
not
keeps
anything
saying,
else.
yeah, somebody keeps saying something like, he's like, one guy keeps sending like a tweet. He's like, you guys watch these videos? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. No, listen, anything VR immediately goes to my spam. I have absolutely no interest in it. There's no way VR will ever be in the house. Listen, I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that. That's not fair. VR may very well be something that you pick up in the future when it's just easier to play, it's easier access, and it's a little bit more realistic. And I think Phil said it at the Giant Bomb interview. He's like, once you're not connected by battery packs and connectors and all these wires, he's like, that's when you'll be able to walk around and feel like that. Like that shifting thing you're talking about, crap, that's in Farpoint, that completely and utterly loses you from realism. It's just not real. And that's what VR, you might go, well, no, Mooch, it's not real. It's a game. No, bullshit. If it's VR, it's virtual reality. I'm supposed to feel like I'm really there. And I don't feel like I'm there when screens are shifting as I'm walking. It doesn't feel right. It just feels nauseous and sick. And I don't know. I don't, listen, there's a reason that nobody's talking about it. The only people talking about it are Sony. And Sony's like, we sold 1 million. Yeah, you have 63 million hardcore knuckleheads with the PS4. 1 million of those are true hardcore knuckleheads, right? And they bought it.
This just in. Mooch thinks PS4 owners are knuckleheads today.
Including crap.
Including crap.
So it's like, no, I don't know. There's nobody in the chat right now being like, hey, back off, Mooch. I'm fucking wearing my helmet right now. Nobody is saying that.
I'm so sad because I don't know, man. I feel like it's great. Just people need to give it a chance. But I will change the topic.
Thank you.
Player on Battlegrounds already running on Xbox One X and 100-man servers. They already got it like above 40 frames per second. Apparently, Microsoft sent some people out to help with this to optimize it a bit better. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously that would be the better option for them to actually hit it on 60. But it is cool that I think that the reason why this is important, I think this game is going to be huge for Xbox. In fact, Mikey Barra just tweeted out, "So glad this is an exclusive on Xbox. It's going to be great on the Xbox One X." Blah blah blah. But I think this is going to be the next big thing. Like Microsoft should really lock it down on console. I know it's on PC or whatever, and that's fine. I don't give a shit about PC, but locking that game down on console, then you get people with that wonder what it's all about thing, right? Yeah, they could play it on PC, but if you want to play it in your console, dude, you're going to play it on console. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on this that Microsoft is sending people over? That they must really kind of believe in the game and want this thing really optimized on the X. Don't all chime in at once now.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I'm talking too much. I get yelled at in the chat when I talk too much crap.
No, I thought my internet went out for a second. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what do you think, Mooch? Come on, don't you think this game's the next big thing?
Which game? I'm talking about your Daft Punk helmet with a guy in the chat.
PUBG.
PUBG, dude.
PUBG. Listen, PUBG
Microsoft
is
sent people to help optimize this game, which tells me that they have a lot of faith in it. And
yeah, but crap. You know what? Bring those people back and send PUBG a larger check, and just make sure it doesn't leave your platform. That's what they need to do. Okay, because that's the crap that's going to happen here. This game's going to get really big, and they're like, don't worry about it, bro. You'll be a PS4 next month. PS4 is going to get it in a month and a half. PS4 is going to get it by Christmas.
But
you know
also,
it's nonstop bullshit. Like, just go out there and lock this shit down.
Yep. Yeah, but the other problem, too, is that while I think it's going to get pretty big, games like this tend to get big and then fizzle out. Right? Like,
well, no, they have a 10-year plan for this game, apparently. 10 years.
It's Destiny all over again, see?
But you know how many games are like this, right? Like, look, the game looks interesting. And I've played it. I have it on PC, right? The game is fairly fun or interesting or whatever, but it's the same as all those other survival games that are on PC.
That was an awful sales pitch, Hellhammer.
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, that's just a serious thing. It's the same as all those fucking survival games. They're all basically clones of each other. DayZ, Arma, all those games are all one and the same. And 6 months to a year down the road, nobody will remember it.
Dude,
So
it's
honestly,
already the most played game on Steam.
Yeah,
I mean, but it doesn't.
I would normally agree with you, Helmer, but it's a boots on the ground, army based. And 5 million people are playing it. That's
6
not.
million.
You know.
And it doesn't. I don't. That doesn't matter. I mean, it's gonna. I mean, like I said, it's not gonna die out completely, but it's not gonna be this big press coverage thing 6 months from now.
I disagree with you,
Oh my
Helmer.
God.
Yeah, I disagree. Yeah.
Because I've seen these games take off before on all kinds of different systems. And
DayZ
platforms.
didn't have this start.
A lot of games had that, but a lot of games started up just the same thing.
Like what? Like which games?
DayZ, Arma, all those games.
None of those games had 6 million people
I
out of
never
the
saw
gate.
anybody hyping it up the way that these.
In a game that's not even finished.
Like, yeah.
I think that this game is bigger than the whole Rocket League or soccer cars phase that people were going through back on the PC and the PlayStation. I think that this game's going to be way bigger than that.
It's still just another phase game, though, right? Whether it dies out in a year or two, it's still gonna matter. 6 months to 8 months from now, you're not gonna have as many people on there.
Hellhammer, listen, we can't all sit here and predict out of a crystal ball, but we can say this much: if it gets a 2-year run and Microsoft locks it down for 2-3 years, that's huge.
But you know, Microsoft isn't gonna lock it down, though.
Well, that's the concern.
We don't know, Phil. You're watching because I know you're a big fan of mine. Lock this shit down. Do it.
Did this game make what, 5 million in like 4 months or something like that?
Well, it sold 6 million, and it's not even out technically. It's still in like the beta form. Yeah. So we do have that kind of going on right now. I think this thing's going to be huge, and I'm good at predicting these things. I'm a bit of a podcaster, a prognosticator, if you will.
Wow.
And I'm telling you right now, this game is going to sell. Yeah, prognosticator. That's right. You can look it up. It's a word. Yes.
Crappy's word of the day.
Is gonna sell, it is. And this game is going to sell 2.5 million alone this year on Xbox One. I said it. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Write this down. Because Crapgamer
going to do very well.
And look, when I'm right, the first person to tell me I'm right gets a Crapgamer is Right T-shirt. So lock that shit in. I'm telling you, when it hits 2.5 million. And look, PUBG is owned by somebody, not Microsoft. So when it does well on Xbox, they'll say, wow, we've surpassed this on Xbox. Because that's how we got Ark Survival Evolved sales numbers, because that's not owned by Microsoft. So they're like, holy crap, we passed 1 million. And I predicted that was going to be a success. This is going to be a much bigger success. Lock it in. 2.5 million this year alone.
Right.
Guaranteed.
I agree with you. I think the game is going to do really well. I also agree with you guys that I think if there's one franchise, because Microsoft desperately needs to get some things underneath their own banner, they should buy this developer. They should toss the kitchen sink at them and secure the rights in this game, the whole 9 yards, and lock this shit down as a console exclusive property. You know what I mean? But I have to ask one of you guys who may have played this. I've seen the videos of this game, and I know everybody's going nuts for it. Mike Ibarra obviously promoting the hell out of it. But what is the big catch? What is the key thing that makes this game so popular? Because I'm not, based on the videos I've seen, I'm not seeing it. So tell me what separates this game or makes this game as good as it is.
It's just a survival game that is like kind of like the Running Man in the 80s, or the what is that thing called there with Jennifer, what's her face there? The She-Wolf was talking about it.
Jennifer, what's her face that She-Wolf was talking? I have no idea what that doesn't tell me anything.
Like the Running Man, the movie The Running Man with Schwarzenegger. It's a game that kind of makes you it makes you like the world shrinks down as time goes on. I haven't played it yet because I don't have it on PC. But like, and as you play it, like it's survival based, and you have to like the Hunger Games. Hey, welcome to 2017, Crapgamer. The Hunger Games.
Hold on,
Jennifer Lawrence. You were on the podcast with She-Wolf when she said it.
What the fuck here? Guest Hunger Games from that.
The Running Man is what the Hunger Games is based off of.
You said Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man.
In the Running Man.
Down around her. How the fuck is that the Hunger Games?
Well, remind everybody this, mental note and PSA, don't bring crap to Pictionary ever, okay? Or any holiday party.
Lose on that. I would need somebody to fucking give me a better description than that.
You imagine if you're up there in an easel drawing a fucking square, and he's like, I don't know, what's a square? I don't know. Is it a square? Blockhead? What is it? Anyways, listen. So
it's based on Battle Royale.
I'm trying to sell this game to Noof, and I haven't even played it, so it's a hard pitch. But here's my thing. I have watched Ibarra play it a lot. I've watched a lot of people stream it. It's boots on the ground survival. You have to go in and out of a lot of the different houses and huts and this and that. and you find resources. I don't know if there's crafting in it or not, but the cool thing about it is it's 1 versus 100 or whatever, and the world shrinks, so you can't just hide forever in this big world. And you can link up with people and be like, hey, listen, me and Fox are going to play. Nobody knows that me and her like got a hold of each other earlier. We play and we're on the same team and we're out there killing people and we're doing this like crazy like espionage shit. It is fun. And here's the other thing, Noof. Here's the appeal that nobody's going to understand when I say it verbally. The game resets every time. So it's not one of those games where you're like, oh, that's not fair. Mooch and Fox have been playing that shit for 6 months. I'm a noob. No, you have the same shot of like killing somebody as somebody who's been playing for 6 months for all practical purposes. Right. And like it keeps you enthralled in the game, in the competition. If you're not a competitive person, this is not for you. Okay. Go back to Mario Paint. Yeah. Okay. This is not for you.
Was it 1994?
Listen, crap. You keep your opinions to the other side of the mic. All right. We're not connecting tonight.
It's a great game to stream and be competitive in, and the fact that you restart every time, that means you got to go out there and look for your guns, all your clothes and armor,
and no
all
crafting.
Over again.
I apologize. Somebody just corrected me, Foxy. There's no crafting, but there is still resource searching. If you will.
You still got to find everything that you pick up, and you have the vehicles as well. So careful, Mooch. You might get run over by a car.
Game down sites. I'm not agreeing with you. He says it's single player or squad, not secretly partners. That's not true. I watched Ibarra playing with a buddy of his, and they teamed up. So what I'm saying is you can definitely team up.
I've seen people teaming up like 4.
Yeah, but you still, at the end of the day, you still have to kill. Only one person survives.
Right, so you got to kill your friend at the end.
Well, they do have different modes. They have different modes where you can play with a group of people, and you don't have to kill them because your team survived.
I mean, look, the thing is, though, this is still a thing that's been done before, right? If you've seen H1Z1 played, or if you've seen any of those King of the Hill type games that were on PC for a while, DayZ Battle Royale, Arma 2. It's all basically the same style of game. I mean, I guess it's like the.
I heard Arma's really shit though, man. Like
it is, but it's the concept is still the same.
Maybe, but to me, that this is the way that they're doing it is much better, and they pull it off much better than.
It's literally the same thing, right? Like literally before I even heard about this game. Over a year ago, I was at a friend's house watching them play a game, and I forget what the hell one it was on PC. It wasn't PlayerUnknown's Battleground because before that even came out, and it was the same damn concept, right? Like it literally looked like the same fucking game.
Well, I don't know. To me, but I've never heard of a game get this kind of press and this kind of heat and hype.
Exactly. I was gonna say I never even heard of those games you're talking about. I heard of PUBG. Everybody's playing it on Twitch and Mixer. So
and it's not even on console. Usually console people are. You don't hear console people go, man, that Arma. You know what I mean?
Because that's a PC game, so that's why you're not seeing it because you're in a part of a console group setting. Right.
Exactly. So obviously it wasn't as big, and I don't think like 5 million people were playing, or 6 million in the first 5 months were playing Arma.
But it's still the same basic concept of the game, so it's not like, again, for me, it's not as like enthralling. Where like I'm like, oh my god, this is something completely new and different because I've seen it.
Oh, I'm not gonna say that's the first time I've heard that, but I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this game, especially in our community. Especially Jamie Moran. I've seen him post about it a lot. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get it when it comes out on preview.
Yeah,
I'm interested in it because I want to play a game like that on a console where I don't have to worry about as much cheating or as much bullshit. Somebody running a fucking 6 Titans or whatever ungodly amount of shit that people like to run.
Well, no, what you get, what the trick is that they do is they turn down the foliage. So even if you're running with foliage, they turn it down so that they can see you in the grass and shit and like kill you.
Well, yeah.
So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not like super like, oh my god, this is like the next best thing since fucking sliced bread because I've seen it.
I think we're gonna have a good time with it, man. I'm just saying.
I mean, but Hellhammer, in fairness, and I mean, we're both friends on Xbox Live. You're very rarely playing multiplayer games nowadays.
Well, I don't really play a lot of multiplayer games.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it, and I think your point's valid. But that point is more for you in a single player game mode. You know what I mean? Like
But even for multiplayer games, right? Like a lot of my multiplayer games is just because I haven't found one that I actually enjoy recently.
If everybody that is talking about it, this is a big if. Okay, if everybody's talking about it, plays it, I'll be playing PUBG for a large portion of 2017 into 18.
Is this a game that you're gonna mooch a code for? Or are you gonna actually?
Well, absolutely. But I mean, listen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, but listen, I will be doing the game more justice than the $30 they're going to ask for, and I'll be talking the shit out of that game. But the point of the matter is that, like, I do think it's the game that when you guys sit here and reminisce about the old Call of Duty, you're like, oh, this is the time me and this guy and that guy got together and played forever. I have those stories. Fox has those stories. Noof has those stories. Dealer, everybody does. And this is a game that may be able to revitalize of the boots on the ground. I'm afraid that even Call of Duty World War II won't revitalize the thoughts and memories we had. Right? It won't. But this game, because it's a new IP and it's new and so basic at the same time, that it's going to bring us back. I think that's why people have this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, right? Like the reason why these games get so popular, this genre, or whatever the case may be, like the whole like survival 1 versus 100 type survival thing or whatever, is all down to how simplistic it is, and basically like, I mean, most of the time you can pick up this game and play it for 30 minutes, and then you can stop and be on with the rest of your day. Play a whole round.
I'm gonna try it out. I like multiplayer stuff, so it's definitely gonna be something.
I hear this game is addictive.
Yeah,
somebody just started playing it like a month ago. He already did a 24-hour stream of this game, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Jesus Christ, that's a long.
I'm gonna kill somebody with a pan. I'm just gonna whack him over the head with it. I'm gonna.
Hey, look, I'm looking forward to it. But one thing I'll say is, if you're playing the 1 versus everybody mode and you decide to secretly team up with people, never team up with Hellhammer, because he will kill you the first chance he gets.
Hellhammer will be the Joker from The Dark Knight. He will be like,
don't ever team up with Mooch either. He'll fucking abandon you.
I won't kill you up front. I'll wait till you find something good, and then I'll kill you and loot your fucking body and take your shit.
That is what okay, true story, a long time ago, and this was a long time ago. We were playing what the hell were we playing? We were playing some damn RuneScape, right? He was trying to teach me how to play that fucking game. And so I was playing it, and me and Mr. X and him were playing. And me and Mr. X were fighting this thing. And next thing you know, Hellhammer runs away. And we were like, "Why are you running away, Hellhammer?" And he's like, because I had a bunch of stuff and I didn't want to die. And I was like, "But we could have used your help." And his whole thing was just, "Oh, well, he'll do whatever it takes to not like help people out." So you know what I mean? Like I thought that was fucking funny.
As soon as I started getting hit harder than when I could heal myself, I was like, "I'm out. See ya."
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't know about any of that, thank God. But with Mooch, I don't know, Mooch. I hear that you steal people's boats and shit. I wouldn't trust you
listen,
either.
I've been known to mooch goals and steal boats. But listen, here's the thing, all right? I will keep you very close to me, Foxy, but at the end, it'll be a face-off, but it'll be a fair face-off, I swear to God, okay?
Face-off with the back of your head when you're not looking.
I'll throw like a really, really great golden gun. I'll be like, "Foxy, get that gun."
That's messed up.
I see somebody move over there. Where?
Oh, no.
I seen what you did to my twin. I don't like it.
I know you saw that, right? Listen, first of all, I totally believe you have to blame Neff. That was not me. I saw she will like fixing the boat in Friday the 13th, and then she stepped away. She's like, "I'm gonna go get like I can't remember, it was another part
gas
or gas,
something,
right?"
Yeah.
She leaves. All of a sudden, I'm just crouched because I hear the stupid music kicking on, and I'm like, shit. He's really close. All of a sudden, that's like, dude. He's like, "Mooch, get in here. Get in here." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that? What?" I turn around. There he is in the boat, and it's like revving. Dude, I ran like crazy to get in that boat, and I was like,
he didn't even say anything like, "Hey, this is She-Wolf's boat." Nothing.
No, he's
She-Wolf
like, "We gotta
comes
go."
back, and she's like, "Where's my boat? You guys stole it." That was so messed up.
And I made a mooch. He made a mooch car once. He made a car. We got into it. I think I took his car actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, trust you. Fucking goals too on soccer cars. That motherfucker will take goals and everything, man. He'll be like, you'll just see him cut in front of you. Have a clear path to the goal. You hit the ball, and there's Mooch on your team. He'll hit it like in the middle and try to get the goal himself.
What Mooch will do is you'll have a clear shot to the goal. You'll be like, "All right, it's headed towards the goal." Mooch will catch it, block it, turn around, and knock it in himself.
Yes, or worse yet, dude, dealer. I've actually knocked a car. This is totally. I swear to God, I know nobody's gonna believe me. Totally, like, not my fault. I'm driving up and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get the ball in case it's a wacky bounce off the wall. Meanwhile, what I do is I ended up hitting my own teammate's car out of the way, and then I hit the ball. I was like, "I'm so sorry," and they're like, "Bullshit, Mooch." And I'm like, "Oh no, I swear to God." But yeah, there's no way. Even an accident is my fault, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all in good fun though, man.
It'll be fun, bro. It'll be fun. PUBG is these stories alone in PUBG are gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for it. Here's the thing: like everybody's talking about this game, and I think that's what Xbox needs. Is something that everybody's talking about that's not on the other console, even if it's just for a year. I think that would be huge in helping push the Xbox One X as well, because people want to play this game. They want to see what all the hoopla's about, and I think that's super important going forward for them. I want to talk a little bit about this Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. More evidence pointing that this game is coming to Xbox One, which is pretty fucking obvious. They were showing gameplay, and it had Xbox One buttons for the prompts. Again, we've seen like at least 3 different stores leak that this game's coming to the Xbox One this December. Maybe double dip worthy for me. I don't know. Depending on the achievements or whatever. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? Another faux Sony exclusive that the media doesn't badger them about.
I don't think you'll have the PS4 version beat by December, so I don't think it really matters much for you.
Well, the first one's impossible. The second one...
Beat the second one? Beat the third one?
Well, fucking la-di-da, dude. Like, seriously. Jesus Christ. The first one's impossible. I don't care. I don't believe that you beat it. First of all,
look at my trophies.
I will. I'm gonna look at your fucking trophies and see if you beat those games, because I think that nobody can beat those games. That I'm not saying. Fucking that first one anyway. The second and third one, whatever. But just going around the room. Any interest in playing this on Xbox?
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I mean, I think I'd pick it up just for the nostalgia factor, right? Just to have it on the collection. But I mean, I don't know if it'd be a day one buy. I mean, there's so many games we're gonna be playing this fall that Crash Bandicoot. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm actually more interested to hear what Foxy's gonna say if she's gonna pick it up.
Nostalgia, Foxy?
Hell no, not for Crash.
Wow.
Maybe if it was Spyro or something. Maybe if it was, I don't know. We already have Ratchet and Clank, so I don't know. I just never got into those games, really. So I'm probably not gonna pick it up at all.
For me, I mean, Crash Bandicoot looks fun. I mean, and it's priced not too bad, but it is what it is, right? Like, it's just a game for me I got enough on the backlog right now. That's exactly where that game's gonna head. I mean, I may pick it up eventually, but right now it's just. I mean, I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's doing well. I mean, shows that people, still have an affection or an affliction for, an iconic character, which, to be honest with you, like, I'm actually surprised. I think he's getting actually more notoriety now than he probably ever did back in the PS2 days, because Crash was kind of always like a third tier kind of guy, kind of taking a backseat to the Sonics and the Marios of the world. And, but I'm glad to see it's doing okay. It's exciting when it does come to the Xbox, and I'm sure that it will, because it is Activision publishing.
Not to go back to our old category, I missed this. Well, we've been podcasting through it. Mikey Barra 2 hours ago. Crap, did you see this?
What did he say?
Played an awesome round of PUBG today. Love this game. So glad it's an Xbox exclusive.
Did I not say this 20 minutes ago? I was like, yeah, he was tweeting about how great it was to be an exclusive. Man, nobody pays attention to me.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Crab, you must be talking so fast. Nobody even heard what you were saying. Like, but he said, so glad it's an Xbox exclusive. Can't wait to play it on XS and PC. So is that him saying it's not going anywhere but Xbox?
Well, it's a console launch exclusive. They like to fudge those.
That's a weird term in the middle there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, is this a legitimate Xbox exclusive, console exclusive? Period.
It'll go somewhere else. I think we can expect that. But
but wait a minute. Why is it
important to note that it's not getting X1X support, I think, until the final game drops, not the preview stuff.
I don't know if that's fair, dealer. Like, if this was Yoshida that said, played an awesome round of PUBG today, so glad it's a Sony exclusive, and I was like, no, it's coming to Xbox, you'd be like, Mooch, you're delusional. But now, Xbox says it's an exclusive, and you're like, no, of course it's coming to Switch and Sony and fucking Ouya.
When they showed it, it said launch exclusive at E3 or whatever. So
it said launch console exclusive.
Exactly. Yeah. Launch console exclusive, meaning when it launches on a console, it's exclusive to Xbox.
Right.
It could eventually come to. I mean, it probably will, unless Microsoft does something to cock block them. But I don't really know if I see them.
You know, man, it's a long ways out. For
Mike left launch out. He wrote, "So glad it's an Xbox exclusive." That's what he said.
Huh.
Yeah, the way he worded that, and the fact that he just did that tweet, it just seems like it is an exclusive, like factually.
Yeah. It could be. It would be huge. Maybe it's a megaton, folks. I smell a video.
I smell a megaton coming down everybody's alley.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you guys want to see a megaton video, hit that like button, motherfuckers. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see. I got probably enough time for one more topic here. Let's see here. We've got rumors of Xbox One X maybe going up for pre-order before Gamescom. How about that, huh? I mean, what do you guys think? Because see, at first I was hearing a lot of rumblings that it would be this week, and now I think that maybe some of the people that heard some of that stuff, they got it confused with some of the marketing that we heard on Tuesday with the Taco Bell thing. So I don't know. That doesn't take effect till what, the 30th of August. So do you guys still thinking that probably Gamescom is when they're going to put this thing up for pre-order?
Yep.
It shouldn't be any later than Gamescom. If it is, they said they've already got the paperwork. They said they're just getting info ready. There's no excuse for it to be after Gamescom. So it'll be in the next.
You heard it here first. Dealer says if it's not up by Gamescom, start to worry, panic. Yep. We want
it turns out, they started melting. So
Yeah. So we're gonna have another Red Ring of Death problem.
But it's important to reference the Pro though. We couldn't pre-order the Pro until like a month or 6 weeks before the Pro came out, right? So
yeah, that's true.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not like I think I'm still holding true to the Gamescom thing. I had heard some rumors that it might be this week or so, but to me, that wouldn't really make sense to do it right now when you have Gamescom like literally just a couple weeks away. Just save it and do it then. I think it's the 18th or something. So you're not that far away to begin with. I think that would be something interesting anyway. So any other thoughts? Foxy?
I don't know.
About time for those people that were freaking out and they want to pre-order it right now and they can't breathe or sleep without it. So that's good for them. But I mean, it's fine either way as long as it's before November. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the fact, and this is something I didn't touch on earlier, the fact that they are doing the promotion with Taco Bell and giving away there's not going to be a run on these things. No. You know, to be a run on these things, it's going to be pretty fucking. There's going to be in plentiful Xbox One X's. They're not going to pull a Nintendo here.
Yeah,
you know
I was going to say that.
Well,
they
sold out. When I won my
Xbox
One with the Pepsi Doritos promotion, I had to wait to get mine, even though the promotion actually ran back in I think September, October. Actually, I think it was running before that. It was in early summer of 2013, right after E3. The promotion pretty much went live, and I still had to wait till December because they had to basically fill the pre-order quantity to the retailers and stuff before the contest winners would get theirs. So I still had to wait several weeks after launch to get my console. So they'll probably do much the same thing here as well.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. There, I like the whole worldwide aspect. There, folk like Greenie was in China, and they've got things to happen in Brazil and these other countries as well. Do it worldwide. I think that's what you got to do, and get the word out. Get Xbox One X out there. It's not for just one set of gamers. It's for all gamers, and that's where Phil should really kind of lead that to. And with that, we're approaching 10 o'clock, and everybody's pretty much running out of gas, I can tell. So
I know.
I know. Mooch probably ready to DM me. Crap,
I didn't DM you yet. No, it was
like Terminator at the end of the movie.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some outros and let people plug their shows and stuff. Mooch,
yes.
What do you got going on?
Well, we have, of course, Crossfire on Friday night, 7 o'clock, my channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then we have, we're going to be doing a little Mooch and Crap streaming. I think we're either going to do, Fortnite possibly this weekend again? We'll do Fortnite. Yeah,
well, we could also try that Titanfall mode, that new one.
We can do Titanfall mode. I would be up for that. I mean, everyone's saying it's definitely worth a revisit, so it's definitely worth a revisit. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we have MNC Mornings, 11 o'clock Eastern time.
MNC Mornings.
On Crap's channel this week.
It is, and we're giving away, we're raffling a game off
yes.
From the Patreon stuff, so that should be super fun. Dealer, what do you got going on, man?
Oh, nothing important. But we did have RDX podcast last night. It was a great show.
Yes, nice.
And we appreciate all the support.
Yeah, D-Batch on there.
Yeah, we did. We hear me now. Yeah, we had D-Batch on there. And it was good working with D again because it's been a minute. So there's a little bit of rhythm there we've developed from Beastfire. and it was nice having him on there. It was one of our best, if not our best show, actually. So, in terms of how it felt. So, yeah, it was a good show, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Hellhammer, what do you got going on? Nothing. I'm about to go get some food. Hungry. I don't know. Listen to some Metallica.
Get the VR helmet on already.
My name isn't Crapgamer, but yeah, not too much. I'll be back on here next week. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at XXLHammer or on Xbox Live XX_Hellhammer.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Who else we got here. We got Nukem. What do you got going on, bro?
Hey man, same shit, different day. You know, I'm still overdue to get a video up on my channel and keep talking about it and not doing it. I'm starting to turn into Hellhammer.
Because you're playing all those games, that's why.
Just kidding with you, Hellhammer. Just kidding. The Dealer, man, good stuff last night on RDX. It was nice to be able to check it out because we moved our podcast, so I actually got to watch a majority of yours. So good stuff there last night, and hopefully you go wreck that idiot tonight on your little debate, whatever's coming up. Maybe I'll check it out. And again, guys, you know where to find me. Xbox Nation on Wednesdays. As long as Crap will keep on having me here, I'm always obliged and happy to be a part of the panel and all that good stuff, guys. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys have been awesome. Make sure you hit that like button as well. So yeah, have a great night, guys, and awesome panel.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And the lovely Foxfire was nice enough to stop in tonight and do a damn good job. Thank you. I mean, you rocked it. What do you got going on?
Well, I'm a little disappointed we didn't talk about Gears, but it's
what? Yeah, I had the Gears update. There is that update. They did drop a couple new maps and I think Dom or something like that, right?
Yeah, Commando Dom, classic.
Yeah, Commando Dom.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Or get him in a pack?
Well, yeah, you could get them in a box, but you might as well wait until they add them, and then you could get them with scraps, which is way better.
Right.
Because in the box is random.
Everything's so much scrap on that game though. Like,
but speaking of which, they are giving you money. They're giving you credit. They're giving you more credit now when you win a multiplayer now than before. Okay. So that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to hop back on there.
I'm looking forward to it, the new maps and everything. But yeah, that's fine. It's
Did you have a good time? I love
being on here with you guys. Of course, always. Yeah, I laugh a lot as always. Even when I watch the show, I'm always cracking up. So yeah, you guys are awesome, and thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out. I do YouTube videos. I'm on Twitter. I do Mixer. But obviously, if you want to hear me hanging out with my crew, Console Corner, which Noof is part of, that's on Tuesdays at 7. And then we have Gaming Den with me and She-Wolf, and that's on Fridays at 1 p.m. So yeah, check it out.
Where I get all the quiz answers right every time. Believe it.
I think Crappy is our #1 fan over there on Gaming Den. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I am. I slide into the den all the time. I'm like, hell yeah, here I am. I'm in line with I got my thing.
He slides into the Yes, thank you, Luca, for that.
Yes, I'm rocking it in there. Yeah, like that was a good thing that she came up with, and I stole it and use it all the damn time. It's funny as hell.
Yes, you do.
I want to say, like, I have a video that's coming out tonight at 1 a.m. If you guys ever wanted to see what a Photoshop PS4 in a toilet looks like, you'll want to check it out. I'm just saying I'm just saying. I don't usually tease my late night stuff, but there you go. I think you guys will like it. Thank you guys for joining us tonight to the panel. Make sure you guys subscribe and check out everybody. Hit that like button. Thank you guys for sticking with us tonight and having a good time. Rag 'em up. We'll catch you later. Peace.